Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole. The statements in the following broadcast are not necessarily the opinions of the Madness Comic Network, its staff, sponsors, or contributors. This show is rated TVMA, as are all of them and all those other letters. Viewer discretion is highly advised, and, just do what Doc says. Read that again. Peace, everybody.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me, to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
As always, just wait, I'll explain this in a minute. As always, thank you so much to our sponsors. Go check them out, show them your support. Without them, none of this happens. Can I tell you? Laurie's in Michigan, and she's watching New Baby, and so I figured I'd come check out her house while she's in here. Played the piano, it's out of tune, It looks really nice, but look, there's puppy stains on the floor and shit. I love you, Laurie. Yeah, I don't really need that thing. I hate those things, if you want to know the truth. If I was going to put one up at all, it would be this one. Tread on me, baby. You know. So what's up, everybody? I am dog sitting at Pete and Tasha's, like I'm going to do once in a while. So that's why the different, background and whatnot. I don't know what happened to Levi. He was just in the backstage a minute ago. Where'd he go? Come back, Levi. But we got our friend, regular on the show, James Lee. What's happening, James?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Pops?
Yeah, it's all action, brother. It's all action.
I understand.
So tell everybody who you are, what you're working on. Let's get this thing fired up.
Okay, my name is James Lee. I am the only horror author, big time artist of the Steins universe. I am also the distant cousin of the great and late actor Christopher Lee, and just a self-centered, egotistical guy.
Right. I got nothing for that. So
Yeah.
if you want to draw, hang out with us. Anybody? I seen Hal Deer was already in the chat dropping links. What's up, Hal Deer? Good to see you. If you want to come draw with us, there's the link. Or come draw with them. Y'all know I don't draw. It's just me. Just me hanging out with people, right? So, I know it says the link is pinned. It ain't pinned, but it is over there, and we'll keep dropping it periodically as it rolls off the screen. So if you want to come hang out, you are more than welcome. Levi, come back. I don't know what happened. He was in backstage, then he was gone.
He probably has internet problems.
So what are you drawing right here?
I am still on my Wildcats kick, so I'm working on one of their villains right now.
I was going to say, he looks familiar. I've seen him in some memes lately.
No, this one hasn't been. No,
you know what I'm saying? Something familiar, something, yeah.
Yeah, this is the big boy. This is the main villain out of the first couple of issues of Wildcats, Death Surge. So this is the big guy.
There he is. He made it back. What's up, Levi?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Hang on 1 second.
Holy crap, look at this page, man. Dude, how much time you got
that thing out?
How much time you got in that page, Levi?
Oh, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Say what?
Not counting the border. Not counting the panel borders. Just 10 minutes.
No, I mean like the whole page.
Oh, the whole page?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Gosh, I have no clue.
I'm just trying to make a page rate point to some people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got some hours in that, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so divide hours by page rate, people. Not, it don't take too very long to do a page. A page like that takes a bit. Pay these guys what they're worth. I'm serious.
Thank you. I was stuck backstage. I was trying to figure out this new camera setup, and the only thing it was showing me was a sliver of this shot. That's why it was taking me so long. So.
That happens.
Well, it looks fucking pretty badass. You can go back to work now.
Well, now that I got it all figured out, yeah.
Yeah, now you got to figure out how to get back where you can work on it, huh?
Yeah, now that I'm done playing with the actual phone and looking at it. I don't know. These are original characters too, an original story, and I mean, my goodness, you could have hundreds of hours into a page, really. You know?
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Mr. John Dillard.
Hey, what's going on?
Now,
Hey, Dillard.
I don't know where Doc
John?
is. I don't know where Doc is. He's late.
Ah, he probably died in his chair.
Oh, that could be. So what's up with you, man? I ain't seen you in a bit.
Oh, I've been here. I ain't gone nowhere. Every morning I wake up and I think, I wonder if Doc lumped over on his desk in his chair.
Really? You seriously think that?
Every morning I think. Does anybody know how to draw fog?
Draw what?
I'm trying to color a piece right now, and I gotta put fog, like morning fog.
Like fog?
That's-
F-O-G? Fog?
Yeah, that's like
Like,
old school hard, man.
Like water vapor.
Yeah. Have you tried like just doing like a cloud, but make it where it's kind of see-through?
Opaque,
And the problem is that it looks like it's a
slightly
see-through cloud, and not fog.
Wait, yeah. I know, but man, that's hard to do, dude. I haven't even tried that.
Just turn it over and act like you're drawing a cloud up in the sky, but make it opaque so you can see through it, and then flip it over and layer it on here. I'm no artist. Don't ask me dumb shit. I'm not going to know.
Oh, there's two artists here. I was asking that.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong one on this one.
Ah,
Levi, what do you got?
I'm cheating right now. I'm looking through a book for him.
We're going to find this out, John. I promise.
Yeah.
Resourceful people we hang out with.
we'll figure it out. I got the internet. I'm looking at a bunch of pictures of fog, but it seems more like I have to change the image itself to give it that fog effect. Don't want to change the image.
I understand that. There's no way to layer something over it.
There is, but it doesn't look quite right unless I take the character and almost blur the area that's covered by fog. I don't want to blur him, you know what I mean?
Well,
It's a foreground. I don't
imagine
wanna blur
looking
the
at it
foreground.
through fog, though. I mean, imagine looking at it, the fog there, and what would you see? What would the area in the fog would be blurred or totally, gone.
So I
Joe
guess
Hubert.
what I'm asking, yeah, I can't do something like that. But what I'm asking is there some other effect that I could do instead of fog where I would be able to keep the sharpness of the image, but still have some sort of fog-like, maybe dust, maybe some sort of something else around them?
Dude, that's a good question. I have never really tried to draw fog. Actually, I've done clouds and I've done flames with smoke.
That's great fog in that Hubert book.
I remember some old Batman that Neil Adams did, where he's coming out and it's got the mosh fog that's coming off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember what book that's in.
Oh, damn it. I have a big old compendium of Swamp Thing right behind me. Let me take a look at this.
That's actually a good idea.
Holy shit. I love you, John. I love you.
Yeah, look, I got this. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you should be able to find some kind of fog in there, man.
It's got this weird, velveteen cover, though. I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, I understand.
That's why I don't
So
pull it
find
out.
something you like, take a picture of it, and then work with your.
Take a picture to last longer.
Yep. Then you don't have to fuck with your book.
Because you remember that really famous, there's a way to do it with your character, right? It's like you almost silhouette your character, but then you draw vertical hash lines and it gets less and less congruent as it gets more down towards the fog. Kind of how what's his name did the really really famous Batman, where he comes in and he says he tells the criminals, you have eaten well, eaten off the people of this city, and he's crashed through the wall and there's a bunch of smoke on the floor and kind of like that. But I don't know. I think because the scene that I'm drawing is the guys picking up the characters picking up like this a diesel truck, a big rig, and there's a lot of stuff. There's like steam coming off of the engine. There's I'm assuming some sort of crack to the coolant system, so there's coolant dripping on him. The neon green coolant on the floor, and I want the floor to have like fog and stuff, but maybe something that could be maybe some sort of lighting effect too. I don't know.
So is the stuff dripping off him like acidic and causing the ground to dissolve away a little bit and smoke? And
no, it's just cool and it's just antifreeze.
Okay. So I was going to say that'd be cool. Smoke everywhere, like little tendrils of smoke from every drop that hit the ground.
Yeah.
No, John, this is why I do this, so that I learn all this stuff, because I don't know none of it. I strictly came into this as a fan trying to help people get seen. That's all. I've learned so much. I still don't draw, but I've learned tons.
It's like this is kind of what I'm talking about here with the way Wrightson does it.
Oh yeah.
Or like the whoops, wrong direction. There we go. Right here. Where it basically, if you want it to look like there's fog covering, you're going to have to chew away the image you already have drawn.
Yeah. Or parts of it. I mean, you just got to. Fog doesn't really. I mean, unless it's like a really dense fog. I mean, usually it's like, are you talking about graveyard fog that's 2 feet high? You see what I'm saying? Okay, so
that's what I am talking about. Yeah. Here's the issue, right? Here's the issue. The main issue is this. I don't want to cover up what's on the ground because the character's like this. He's holding up this gigantic weight, right? But he has one leg hiked up. He's on one knee. And so the closest thing to the viewer, you, is the foot, the guy's foot.
Holy crap. Okay, guys, I'm gonna
He wins.
Wow.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to drop. I got thunderstorm rolling in.
I'll see you today.
Holy cow.
Did you say
Holy
come
cow.
again? Everything's already there.
Yeah. Come back afterwards, bro.
Well, the fucking 4 horsemen of the apocalypse at his front door.
Yeah, that one's already there. It'll be gone in 10 minutes. Don't worry about it. You'll be good. So I heard you doing a little thing with Doc.
Oh, already done it. All
I
done.
heard through the Vine of Grapes that you're doing this Buckler and Jake Bishop crossover.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be done in that real cartoony style that I do. That kind of like the Ren and Stimpy thing that I do.
See, I like that because we're gonna, as soon as other people start doing their version of your character, like you're gonna be doing Doc's Jake Bishop. As soon as other people start drawing it, then it takes on a certain persona, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like
Either that or it reveals its lack of person.
that could be true. You know,
You gotta be able to, like, in order for somebody to draw your character, there has to be some sort of character for them to draw. Like, they have to have a personality, a walk, a cadence, a way of being, you know?
well, the cool thing is when somebody else draws your character and people recognize it as your character. You know what I mean? They see it like for the first time they see it. They don't realize John Dillard drew Jake Bishop, and the first time they see it, they go, "Oh crap, that's Jake Bishop. Who drew that?" When they recognize the character, when somebody else draws it, that's fucking super cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That means it's got like it's branding. It's almost to the point of branding. People recognize it no matter who draws it. Yeah, I'm dog sitting, so I'm looking over at this pit bull. He's looking at me and he's grunting.
So, what's your opinion on? I got my sister's dog sitting right now,
Me too.
and she's sitting here telling me this is awful. Like I feel like I need to call somebody to come and take over for me because I think this dog has no business being alive.
Oh.
Like this dog is on its last leg to the point where it can't sleep because as it sleeps, it's wheezing and trying to bark, and it's like
it needs doggy hospice or something.
yes. And that's the reason. That's the main reason that it's being dog sat, right? Because it's so old, it needs medication every 2 hours and whatever.
Yeah, this ain't like that. My friends went to the Incarceration 3-day rock tattoo festival in Ohio, and they needed somebody to watch the pitties while they were gone. So I got Blaze and Apollo and Rocco to hang out with over the weekend. It's fun because Blaze don't like Apollo and Apollo don't like Blaze, so you got to keep them separated. That's why they need somebody, because the two would kill each other if they got at each other.
Yeah, there are some breeds of dogs that have no business in civilized society.
Well, no, I mean, they're great dogs. I hang out with both of them. They just don't like each other. I mean, both of them get along fine with Rocco. They're just both type A's and they ain't having the other one, It's a dog thing, man. They both want to be the head dog in the house. Rocco don't give a shit,
I feel you.
But they're both cool dogs to me. To me, I go in there, go in one side of the house smelling like the other dog. I don't get attacked. It's like they're fine with me. So they're good dogs. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here. I can feel your sister's pain. If it was like something like that, man, I'd be like, yeah, no, I got shows to do this weekend.
Yeah, like that. The dog's shoulder is in a state so that it in such a state that every time it takes a step, it's.
Now, if you're doing something we can see and you want to share your screen, Diller,
I'll share my screen, but I'm just playing around with fog.
Yeah, but see, other people can learn from your playing around with fog. You see what I'm saying? One of the things that we have. Oh shit! Hold on, we got somebody just popped in backstage. You know this guy.
Welcome back, Q. It's a pleasure to see you again, my old friend.
Stand up for your right. Yeah. We're a rebel, yeah. Don't give up the fight.
If you can't take a little bloody nose, maybe you ought to go back home and crawl under your bed.
What's up, Q?
What up, Pops?
What's happening?
What's up, Q?
Good. How you doing?
All right, John, give us the fog, man. Show us what's up.
I'm trying to see if I just layer it in through the sides and then add some sort of like a Gaussian blur to it. What do you think of that? What do you think of that fog?
Well, I was going to say that too when you said you wanted to make sure the foot was seen, that you could have the fog rolling in from both sides and just not quite there yet.
Yeah. Let me show you the picture. Okay, so here it is, right? Nighttime scene. It's picking up this cab over truck. But I want there to be fog, and there's a foot right in the foreground that I don't want to cover up his foot.
So have the fog rolling in from behind the foot. You see what I'm saying? Like the fog's rolling in from behind him. He's still in the forefront of the picture.
I think so. I gotta see. What if I can cut in? Let me try this whole thing again. And let me just black out this. See if I can't. 'Cause I get dumb when it comes to my layers, and I accidentally mess stuff up, so I don't want to get too crazy on it. Like, how can I have the fog look like it's rolling in?
You know how you do a thundercloud coming at you? It would be the same thing, but on the ground. It'd be rolling on the ground toward you.
Yep. Physics.
What's up, Doran? Doran Corcoran, Whitefire Comics. Good to see you, brother. Got all caught up and forgot to share this thing out. Damn. Y'all carry the show for a minute while I do my annoying everybody on Facebook thing real quick.
Again, Facebook is being the dong.
Did you see that you can now make like Twitter calls?
What?
You can do that?
So what?
Yeah.
Say what?
Yeah.
What?
You go on your Twitter to your messages, and there's now an option where you can do like a video call or a voice call on Twitter.
The fuck?
And now, is that for the premium or just anybody? Or are they going to do like they did with
I'm assuming it's for anybody because I don't have premium.
Yeah, because I didn't have premium either. And last week I could live stream there, and now I got to pay. Elon, you got plenty of money, motherfucker. You don't need my $8 a month, bitch. Let me do what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Dude don't need my
He gave you a little taste of the good life and took it away.
dude. I mean, we're still up on Twitter on the Critical Blast, but why should we all have to fucking pay to put the same show up there? You know what I mean? Okay, go. You can watch it on Critical Blast Twitter, or you can watch it on the YouTube channel, or Doc's YouTube channel, or Twitch, James Lee's YouTube channel, and we're all over the place. I'm just, I'm not paying you, Elon. Fuck.
You don't have to pay him to use his basic service. You're fine.
No, I mean to live stream there.
Well, don't get greedy. What are you trying? You want everything for free, you damn commie?
No, that motherfucker's greedy. He got billions. He don't need my goddamn $8 a month. That's how the rich stay rich, bro. You don't need my money. I mean, we all need his money. He should be paying us for putting content on his platform, for fuck's sake. Yes.
Why don't you see if he'll take a barter for some of your cabbages?
I could sell him some books.
Like that kind of fog rolling in, kind of like that.
That could work. Put your guy up on there, in there, and see what. Like I say, you want him in the forefront, though. You know what I mean? It's rolling up behind him, so you still have he still is your main focus, and you don't have to tear up your image.
Give that a shot. Also, I need to color it as well. Sort of color.
To all the Facebook groups who let me share my stuff there, we appreciate you. To the ones that get mad, sorry, but not really sorry, because my job is to promote people. And that's what I do. Check out what these guys do. Have you met Levi Dillard?
Yeah, I've met Levi before.
Okay. Okay. One shoot.
Yeah. So what's this book you're drawing right?
This is Galaxy Memorial Park.
And since you said it, we're gonna play the trailer so Dillard can get a look at it. Check this out, people. There you go. There you go.
Am I un-American? I don't know when Memorial Day is.
You don't know what?
Like what
May.
month? Like what month is Memorial Day?
May.
May, bro. May.
Pops, you didn't know either.
Oh yeah, I know. I have people actually pay a little tribute to that day. So. I do have friends that have died in battle, man. You know. Now I just got a little message from Doc. He ain't home yet. That's why he ain't here. You know what I mean?
I know, right? Good help is so hard to find.
Home from what? Home from church?
I didn't ask. I'm not that nosy. I just
What do people
Yeah,
do on a
Cobb.
Sunday morning other than going to Home Depot?
golf. That's what I'd be doing on a Sunday morning if I'm not, working. It's an old guy Dillard. It's an old guy thing.
Yeah.
So, Pops, have you gained any weight back yet?
Actually, when I went to the doctor last week, I was kind of worried, and I had actually not lost any weight. So,
Hi.
keeping up with it. Next appointment is on the 6th. Next appointment after that is on the 16th. And then maybe somebody fixed this shit. Maybe.
But you're back to eating now, though, right?
Well, she told me I could eat, and the first thing I ate, it didn't work. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll just stick to the liquid until they fix it. Fuck it.
That's a bummer.
First thing I tried to eat, man. 5 hours of pain. Fuck that.
You're not supposed to eat that, not after you get married.
No, see, she told me it's not what I eat, but it's how I eat. So I try to be really careful now, you know, and it still didn't work. So fuck it. I'll just wait till they fix this shit and sew my diaphragm back up so my stomach stays where it belongs, and then I can go back to eating whatever I want to get. You know? It wasn't what I was eating that caused this. It's strict. I was like, "What causes this shit?" She said, "Bad luck."
Wait a minute. What do you mean how you eat? You know,
Like, I don't have teeth, so I can't smash food up like people with teeth do. So I had to make sure that I'm not swallowing like chunks of food and shit, because I guess that's what's the problem is when your stomach's crawled up into your chest. You know what I mean? It's like there's nowhere for the food to go. If it's pretty much liquidized, then it can flow through to the bottom of my stomach and then where it's supposed to go. You know? But half my stomach's up in my chest cavity, so it's kind of fucked up.
Like Galactus.
It's fun, dude. It's fun. Smoke a lot of weed, man. I'll be fine.
Nothing to do with your golfing.
Say what?
That twisting it had nothing to do with your golfing. That twisting motion.
Well, she did say that, you know, I should probably not. And I've only gone twice this year, so it's not like that's contributing issue.
Like right, like you went golfing and all of a sudden your stomach got all jacked up.
No, never. No, the only time I feel it is if I eat something and it'll be like instant rejection. You know, I'll get like half a sandwich down in my stomach and be like, "Oh, you fucked up. I'm gonna fuck with you for the next 5 hours." You know what I mean? It's like instant, you know, and it's just pain, basically. You know, tell them whatever's in there is out. So, you know, I'm just liquid diet, maybe just get through this shit, man. If I had lost like 15 or 20 pounds the last 3 months, then I'd be like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat. But I haven't lost any weight at all. I was like, you know, right there on the pound of where I was when I fucking weighed myself before this. You know, so.
Wait, they want you to lose weight?
No, they just put me on a liquid diet so that my stomach, so I quit puking.
Oh, okay.
And feeling pain. You know, it's just like, it's how I eat. Like I say, I'm not having teeth. You don't smash the food up as much. It's kind of, you know, it's weird, but that's just the way it is. And so I got to be more careful. You know, that's all. Can't just take a bite of a sandwich and just like swallow it. You know? It's like, hope everybody's entertained by my stomach problems, for fuck's sake. Yeah. So what the hell? Anybody got anything cool to talk about? Where's my chat? Somebody jump up in here and say something. Oh, Doc's chat? Nobody. Come on. Talk to these people like you know who they are. Is that right, Dillard?
No, don't get too familiar with me.
Okay, talk to these people like you've heard their name before.
Talk to these people like you have some men. I'm so tired of people just like just being as crazy as possible on the internet.
Dude.
Have some manners.
I have seen some serious crazy shit the last week. That's for sure. I've turned 3 shows on that I couldn't get through the first 30 seconds, and I was watching something else. 3 different pretty popular shows. You know, I'm not going to say what they are, but, you know, in our sphere, you know, not madness shows, obviously, but a couple of them, man, I just like cringed and, oh, it's degenerated to that now, and I was out. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, yes.
Yeah. A couple of those this last week, I was just like, damn, man, you guys, can we? And then I go over to Twitter, right, or Twix, whatever you want to call the shit, and there is the top.
See, I call it X, maybe because I show reverence to X.
Yeah, fuck that.
They allow me to make Twitter calls.
I'm gonna go look and see if I can make a Twitter call. I'm gonna call you right now, John.
I may not answer. I'm on a live right now. I can't answer.
I don't see nothing that says Twitter call, so they must have like.
Let me call my wife. She better not have premium. Let me call her real quick.
He's messing with him.
That is too funny.
Hey, I got a question.
Okay.
Do you have Twitter Premium? Because I'm looking at mine right now and I cannot make a Twitter call.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Elon got hurt.
Yeah.
Do I need to update it? Is that what it is? Yeah, you would have a check mark or something if you had premium. All right, I guess I'll try to figure it out. Bye-bye. Settings, where is that?
Whoa! He is here, so we will play his trailer as an intro. What do you think?
It's storming like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
James just left because he went. We're sitting here talking, and all of a sudden, kaboom! He goes, guys, I gotta go.
Yeah. I debated on whether or not to shut my computer off and duck and cover.
What is up,
Now,
Doran?
Doc, unlike Pops, I'm a very nosy person. Where were you this morning?
I was otherwise engaged.
I told you he was at the whorehouse.
My headset is deciding not to work.
Well, no, I mean, it was the church, actually.
Speaker. Pumpkin eater.
What's up, Doran? Doran the Bowl, White Fire.
What's up, Doran?
A little rake hell action right there, guys.
We had a function.
Well, I can't hear you guys, but I think you can hear me. So I'm gonna just play around for a second here and see if I can figure this out audio-wise.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, Doc, was it a potluck Sunday?
Yep.
Right on. Was it anything good?
Oh man, look, Southern Baptists don't do bad food.
Well, that's it. I know. That's why I'm asking.
Everything
What
was
was-
good.
So what
Wow.
abomination did your wife take to the potluck?
My wife made the deviled eggs. She made deviled eggs. By
Did
the way,
she
you
use
ever,
Frito-Meyer mayonnaise on those?
you ever notice, by the way, that like if you're ordering an omelet or eggs with your breakfast, it's 2 eggs, 3 eggs, but you can eat like a dozen deviled eggs.
Uh-huh.
No.
What's
Nobody
up
in
with
the
that?
room would like me if I ate a dozen deviled eggs. Just
I didn't say it was a good idea, but it happens.
You got to eat 3 or 4 of them just in the cooking process, you know.
That's
Test
what
them
I'm-
out.
That's what I'm saying.
Oops, that one broke.
who dropped that time? What was that? Who'd we lose?
Doran stepped out.
Oh, trying to
He'll be back.
Yesterday, I went to church yesterday, and this lady shows up and she brings my daughter's little books and a little packet of treats, right? A pack of like a bracelet that says "I love Jesus," some cards, a little prayer book for children. I was like, "Oh, that's very nice. How nice of her." Tell them to go say things. And come to find out, this lady's the one that runs the Sunday school.
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I'm like, was she putting on her salesman hat? Is that what that was?
Yep.
She's recruiting.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
bro. Nothing wrong with that at all. If anything, they're saying, "Hey, your kid, you know, come on."
Did I just get worked? Is that what happened?
Sure did, by the Sunday school teacher.
Daddy,
Trust me,
can I
that-
go in that? Daddy, can I go in that class?
Yep. Come
That's how
on
that
in.
works.
Come on in. We're going
That's
to be
how that
singing.
works.
We're going to be drawing. We're going to be, you know, telling a story. My wife ran that for years. My son ended up being a puppeteer in the classroom. Clear into like his high school days. He was the little, you know, they had a puppet and stuff in the room. And
Yeah,
yeah.
it's good stuff. Good memories for kids.
So I had a great. It wasn't great. My daughter was very upset, but it was a great experience for me. My kid has been watching a lot of YouTube. YouTube Kids, and there's this show that's really popular by this girl called Anna McNulty. And Anna McNulty calls herself the world's most bendy, flexible YouTuber. She's a contortionist.
Dixon
Okay.
showed up in my reels about her just yesterday. I seen that for the first time.
Did you? Yeah, she does challenges where she'll do she'll walk the splits for like 3 miles kind of deal.
Oh my God.
So my daughter has been doing her little. She follows along. She wants to be a contortionist,
Oh my God.
and this has been happening now for at least a good 4 or 5 months. And she's actually gotten pretty good. I haven't put her in gymnastics. I haven't gave her any coaching or nothing. She just watches her TV and she does her contortion. And she can actually do the thing where she bends over backwards, like the back bend, and then bends so far back that she can rest her chin on the floor and have her legs up in the air. And
Oh my God.
so she was like, and
John's
then
over here having a
flip
heart
through
attack.
that. I see that and I'm like, oh my God, be careful your back.
She's
Yeah.
doing the exorcist walk across the house.
Oh no, that's child's play, dude. She's way past that. So we take her yesterday because we got this brochure from this gymnastics. It's called Aero Gymnastics and Tumbling.
Mhm.
So we took her because we made an appointment for her to go get evaluated to see what class she's going to be in. And she got a big head, right? She's like, I don't think that I'm going to be in the beginner class. I think that I'm advanced and all this stuff, right? So she goes there and, dude, she gets taken down a peg. Like, there are kids in this class doing outrageous stuff. And there's only 3 classes. There's beginning, intermediate, and advanced. And so the lady's basically telling her, "You're very, very bendy. You're very flexible, but you have no strength." Like,
That'll
you know, the
work.
kids they'll do like this, the handstands on their elbows, right? They'll make like a triangle with their elbows, and they'll do a handstand with the feet straight up in the air. She can't do that. Her legs just flop back and forth, left and right. She has no core strength to keep her legs up.
Yes, you got to get that core.
All she is just very, very bendy.
Well, what did she say? What did your daughter say?
She was pissed. Like, she didn't say anything, but she was like very, very upset. You get that?
Yeah, I took my son when he was young to Taekwondo, and he wasn't cocky. He wanted to learn. Right up until the very first sparring they ever did, and he caught a good kick right in the gut. We're going home, and he's all quiet and everything. I mean, he did fine in the rest of the class, but he's all quiet. Daddy, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
What a weenie.
That one kick.
Yeah, dude. Like, because the lady was telling her, this is what you have to do. You have to strengthen your body, stiffen your body up, right? You can't let your body flop. You got to stiffen it up. So she tells her, basically, she grabs her wrist and says, "Don't let me pull you." And she starts to pull her around the mat, right? And so finally my daughter like wisens up and she gets her nice, ready stance, and she stops letting her pull her. And she's like, okay. And she actually started making some improvements, right? Like, okay, this is how you do this is how you do that. And she started telling her, this is the exercises you need to do at home. And she was telling her how to do crunches and stuff like that.
Right.
And later on that day at home, I was like, hey, Emma, are you gonna, because she was doing more bendy stuff on the YouTube. I was like, are you going to do some of those exercises the lady was talking about? And her face like drops a little bit. And she's like, no. I just went, like, goes to the other room.
Now, see, in her value schema, she's thinking, okay, well, that gymnastics thing isn't what this girl's doing, and that's what I want to do, so I don't need to do.
Yeah, that's what basically was. I was trying to console her a little bit. I was like, it's very different, huh? She was like, well, like gymnastics is not contortionism.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
No.
Yep. But in a child's mind, it doesn't register. There's no Olympics for contortionism and stuff like that doesn't compute. It's just something cool to do.
Yeah. Oh no, she's very. She wants to be competitive. She's like, I want to be on a show. I want to be the best contortionist. I want to.
Right. Yeah, but
but that's not a thing, Emma.
Yeah, she's not aware enough to know that's not really a big career path. I mean, circuses aren't even a thing anymore, are they?
Right?
America's Got Talent has a lot of contortionists on it.
Does it?
They do, and you know what? She's actually said that.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, I
One
think
can
it's
shoot
real
a
because
bow with her feet.
they're on Kids Got Talent." And I was like, "What?"
On Kids Got Talent. That's horrible, man. It's
Doran, what's up, buddy?
Not too much. At least my headset's finally working.
Nice.
put a piece of tape on it. Throw it on the wall. No, I'm kidding.
So we're rushing to get home because the dog's outside, and I don't want a wet dog in the house. It's like we got to beat this rain home, and the thunder was just rolling, and that's the big loud, shake the car thunder. Like, son of a bitch. So we rush. We get here. It's not raining yet. I run through the house to the back door. I get to the back door just as those big fat raindrops start falling, and my dog's sitting there like, how could you leave me? Just that accusatory face. Like, hey, I got here in time.
Hal Deer said he got the X Basic $5 tier to be able to post longer videos, but does that mean I can do this, post live streams, or it doesn't really say what they're offering there. The higher dollar one has what's called a media studio. I don't need Twitter to broadcast. I just need to be able to broadcast to Twitter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Of course, they want to control it all, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What it sounds like to me is that you want all the premium features without having to pay.
The Does he look at Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
Don't tease people, man. Don't offer it to people and then say, okay, now we're going to charge you later. Fuck that.
Oh, yeah, that's how they hook you. That's the hook. Get you in there and using it and then charge you.
They give you the first taste free, like a crack dealer.
I mean,
I remember.
We still
like
got 26 people on Twitch watching us right now. But
before I came over to the comic book world and I was in the fine art YouTubing, it was, you had to have 1,000 subscribers before you could live stream to YouTube. So I was always live streaming. I did a live paint every Saturday on Facebook, and it got a lot of response, hundreds of views and lots of interaction. I loved it. And I'm like, man, YouTube sucks. And then no shit, one day I was watching a friend of mine, and by friend, I mean someone I met online who's a decent person. And they only had like 200 subscribers. They were live streaming. And I'm like, how in the hell are you doing that? Oh, haven't you ever heard of StreamYard?
All right, Haldir, we can find out real quick. We can find this out real quick. Jump in here real quick and add your Twitter to the stream when you come in, and if it works, then you can live stream. I'm going to assume.
They're probably trying to take the money from SteamYard, I guess, and all these other places, I guess.
Well, I mean, we're using StreamYard right now, but we're going to the Critical Blast Twitter page because he has premium. He pays for it.
Wow.
So, we're on Twitter right now. I'm just wondering if paying for the $5 one will make it so that I can put my own channel on there. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
So if Haldir paid for the $5 version and he jumps in here and adds his Twix to the mix and it works, then I'm going to assume if I pay $5, it would work for me.
Q.
Yo.
What's going on, brother?
What's up, Doc?
How are you?
What's up?
Good. Working on Inhumans.
I see. You'll be running your vibrator on the channel, man. I'm just telling you.
What? It's a free world. He can do what he wants.
We're not in that business here, buddy.
The ratings just went up on the channel, though.
The ratings went up.
Oh, my friends.
It's just not a show without Q. I'm just saying.
Oh no, this is true. Q is a fixture on this particular madness show for sure.
There was a time, by the way, when everybody thought Pops and Q were the same person.
There was. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Remember when I got accused of being Q, and I was like, no, Q's way more talented than I am.
Especially with the hand gesture.
Q got them young ass looking hands, and then Pops comes out here looking like a saddlebag with eyes, and people going, that's the same person. Like, no.
Hold up.
He's trying to trick people to go and onto the channel.
Your hands up in there, Q. There you go. See, our hands are not the same.
Wait, if you can draw whilst the hands are in the air, that's impressive. For being the same person.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
And I don't even remember how that got started or whatever, but I remember when we debunked it, it was like, I mean, my man's over in Europe. Pops in Michigan.
So he says.
Yeah, it's in the Netherlands drawing. We're on the show together. You're seeing us in the same place. All we ever see is Q's hands. Yeah, but you're seeing mine at the same time, waving all over the place because that's the way I talk. It's like
It's craziness. The internet is a crazy place.
Indeed it is.
It was just some dudes hating on me because they didn't want us to succeed at what we were doing.
Oh, wait a minute. Art with Roxy says, hi, I'm new here. Well, hello, Art with Roxy. Welcome.
What is happening? Art with Roxy sounds like somebody who needs to have a wrench. What do you think, Doc?
That's your call as always, brother.
I mean,
I need more. I need coffee. I'll be right back.
This is what I do, Roxy. I give wrenches out to people so they can share their links, just like it says below right here. So you can share your links to your stuff, to your friend's stuff. This is a networking and promotion. Our whole network, all the different shows we do, everything. This is why we do it, to get people seen. So by all means, drop the link to your channel, your Facebook page. Join the madness. What can I tell you? That's how we do this. See, Dillard, that's how we do this. That's how we grow right there, bro. You know.
Okay, so here's the issue. I am able to make Twitter calls, but only on my phone. I can't do it on my desktop.
Oh, so it's a phone feature. I don't use Twitter on my phone. God damn, I'd be stuck to that goddamn. I try not to use the phone for any internet shit. I come out here, on the computer and do it like on the old school internet, right? See, John, I never even had a cell phone until I had to have a network, to have YouTube and all that shit. You gotta have a cell phone number to attach it all to, right? I never had one before that because I'm one of them people who used to use public transportation in the era right before small cell phones, right? That you could actually flip phones with screens. Thank you, Art with Roxy. But one of the things that's I noticed, man, is people that I used to talk to every day on the bus on the way to work, they started looking at their phone. They quit talking to each other.
Yeah.
Before you know it, nobody on the bus was talking to each other. They were all stuck to their fucking, looking at their fucking phones, man. I was like, damn, I don't want
That's kind of weird because, like, I noticed that people doing that a lot, but not to me. Only to, like, unattractive people they don't talk to.
Ah, that's funny. That's funny. I noticed busloads of people that interacted with each other every day quit interacting with each other.
You're telling me that there are busloads of people who no longer talk to you?
No, they quit talking to. They all just quit talking to each other. It was crazy.
Joking, pops.
I know. It was just crazy, though. I mean, it happened over a couple-year period, but
the art of the conversation, it dies. A lot of people don't know how to talk.
Yeah, it was just weird. And the better the phones got, the less they talk to each other.
Not surprising.
The flip phones didn't have that full internet capability and shit. They only looked at text from each other, shit like that. But once the internet became part of the phone thing, you gave people a TV to carry around with them, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and then we wonder why people are so impatient these days. I mean,
right?
They're just not used to waiting. Just give me.
I ran around with a flip phone long after the smartphone had come out, and I remember
my aunt does that. Yeah,
and I used to say, and it was true. The sound quality was better. It never dropped the call, and it did what I needed it to do. It made calls and received calls. That's all I needed it for.
Yep.
And then one Christmas, my wife bought me a smartphone, and I said, "Thank you for the gift." I said, "Thank you for the everlasting gift of anxiety."
Now everybody can find me. Damn it! I need to hide.
And I still only use it to make calls and receive calls and occasionally text. But I could do that on my flip phone.
Yeah. I'm not a big phone person in general.
Right.
So.
And
I don't need to be glued to it. Yeah, mine will be powered off for days, and people will go, "What? How is that possible? You powered it off for 2 days and you didn't power?" Yeah, it's magic.
Yeah, I didn't want to really talk to you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm trying to get shit done here. Right?
Pops is mad that he can no longer hijack people and kidnap them with his conversation.
Oh. I thought you were going to say, when you said hijack, I don't know why I pictured Pops driving around with a van with the windows all blacked out.
No, that was the Soska sisters, not me.
Whoa.
Did I say that out loud? Shit.
Oh,
kick yourself. Kick yourself.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
That was funny. Yeah. Doc, I got to go let some dogs out. So you got the show for?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm not set up to draw, and I don't think I'm going to set up to draw because I, just changed shirt because I was wet and I'm miserable, waiting for my studio to cool off.
Belly, right?
Yeah, got the fat belly, but the goal, of course, as every good Christian knows, is you at a potluck you stuff your gut, you go home and take the fat belly nap.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But no fat belly nap for me.
I'm
here.
Macaroni sweats.
I've never heard of that before. I have to watch for that one. Go to the doctor, tell him that I got macaroni sweats, man. You gotta get me help.
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
Now, the one weird thing we don't do at this church that we did at my last church. At the last church, you could make a plate and take it home with you. They don't do that at this church. They look at you stupid if you
I was going to say, I've never seen that before.
if you try to load up a to-go plate, what are you doing? I thought I'd take some home.
Did they yell sinner and point at you?
No. Leper, unclean.
I don't know, man. Ever since my turkey got stolen by that obese lady, I got the side eye for anybody taking plates home.
Your turkey was stolen?
Yeah, my turkey. Dude, we got big fat broad. She's like, "Oh, can I take a plate home?" Right? You're like, yeah, go ahead. Because we had 2 turkeys, right? We had one turkey for the party and another turkey for later on, for extra turkey.
Yeah.
She completely bypassed the turkey that was already out. Went straight to the turkey that had not been touched yet. Took two entire Ziploc bags of turkey with her.
Holy smokes.
Dude, that turkey had maybe like a sandwich worth of meat left on it when she was done with it.
This was at your house or at church?
I was pissing and shitting, dude. I was like, I need to know where this bitch lives.
I'm breaking to her house and stealing her turkey.
No, dude. Right? She would not give me her phone number. I'm going to go repo my turkey.
I'm going to see the badge for that.
That turkey didn't make it home.
Flash your badge. Turkey repo.
Dude.
This was at your house?
My house. Yes, the whole damn turkey.
Who was this broad?
Her name was Lila.
I mean, how was she related?
She's my wife's cousin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So now you're in trouble. Your hands are
she's in trouble.
Oh?
She's not allowed back at the house no more.
But how do we know your wife didn't do this to her a lot of years ago, and she's just getting vengeance?
Wait a minute.
That very well may be, but that got nothing to do with me.
Your turkey?
Why are there 2 pops?
What? You got cloned?
What does your vendetta against my wife have to do with my turkey in my house?
Oh, he went outside.
I was disgusted.
That's just low. That's some low rent shit right there.
Yeah. So then, that was Thanksgiving last year, then we head on over. We head on. There was what was it? Easter. I seen her on Easter. Everybody thought I forgot. I didn't forget. I see her at the park, right? Everybody's doing Easter at the park, and I'm like, Lila.
Still got a bag of turkey with her.
I drop what I'm holding and I point at her like, you took my goddamn turkey, didn't you, bitch? I know it was you with your fat ass. I only took a little bit. Oh no.
The flies didn't even have enough left on that carcass.
The turkey bones were fucking shaking still in fear.
See, my thing was a few years ago, it's like 2016. I had my first ever smoked turkey. And I want you to know, I felt robbed of every Thanksgiving prior to that one. It was so good. I'm like, what? Why was this hidden from me? Why are not all turkey dinners smoked turkey? Because it was freaking amazing. But my sorry ass, you can take them and go buy a turkey and take it to the local barbecue place, and they'll smoke it for you. And every year I tell myself I'm going to do it, and I don't. But if you haven't done it, boys and girls, fucking try it. Try it.
I've asked my friend; he's got a smoker. He loves that stuff.
Freaking smoked turkey is amazing, tender, tasty. None of that dry. You know when you get in the chicken breast, it's just dry as shit.
Oh yeah. Can't swallow it. Need to drink some gravy to go with it.
Yeah. Let's see what Levi's got going on here.
Grass, man.
Well, regardless, she is invited to next Thanksgiving because I've told her at this Easter barbecue that if she does come, she is getting a plate that I personally prepare for her of what I
Believe.
And she's a big girl.
Oh, yeah, she's about as tall as I am. But she's at the point now where it's like hard for her to move around because she's so big.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's about like 400 plus.
God damn.
That's a big bitch.
Your plate's gonna look like you fucking overpaid at a gourmet restaurant. It's gonna have like 2 little carrot slivers,
2 little drops of gravy in a little circle.
2 little drops of gravy and a little tiny cube of turkey meat. That's it.
Yeah.
With a big garnish on the side of just some big leafy thing that you can't eat. It's just there.
If I see you getting up to get more food, I'm coming to your table with a bill.
So my mother passed in 2017. And ever since then, it's like one of my favorite things is the dressing that goes with Thanksgiving dinner. And nobody could make it like my mom.
What is
nobody?
Dressing? What's that?
It's a cornbread dish. No, it's not the same as stuffing. It's kind of the consistency of cake, but it's seasoned with sage and rosemary and has turkey and boiled egg in it. It's really, really good. And it comes with a sauce that you
know what? There's just something about sage that makes me feel like I just ate a chemical.
Well, that was one of the things I was going to say is Mom would put sage, but not so much that it overpowered it. And everybody else's, even the good textured ones, they always put too much sage in it.
Yeah, I ate something with sage, and I'm like, did somebody fucking like accidentally spill like Mr. Clean into this fucking...
That's how I feel about cilantro. Like a little bit is good, but too much is like chemical warfare.
No, I can't have cilantro. It's actually I took that 23andMe genetics test. That's actually on there. So I genetically cilantro. They knew. I was like, oh, I knew it.
But that's how I am with deviled eggs. I feel like if you open up a can or a fucking bottle of mustard next to what I'm eating, you've cross-contaminated what I'm eating with mustard taste.
We have breaking news. Like serious world, and like world news. Biden just dropped out.
Say it again.
Time he caught on.
Biden just dropped out of the race.
Oh, I got to go find a press conference.
It says Joe Biden is out. Here is the actual letter from Biden. It says, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation.
Share screen. Share screen.
And big and
Okay,
eight.
1 second. Let me share my screen.
Come on.
I called it though. I shit you not, Pops.
Oh yeah, there was no doubt he was gonna.
Pops, you're my witness. Did I not post this yesterday?
Yep.
It says, today America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African-American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. While it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me.
Even the dog knows.
I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. Joe Biden.
Oh, the dog likes the speech.
Well, you know,
And you accept this man's resignation?
I'm going to officially say this here because my record is 100% so far. I'm deeply disappointed. I wanted him to run.
I think Trump wanted him to run.
Everybody did. He was the easiest to beat.
Yeah.
So now we will see a. I don't know if they're going to do the open convention or if they're just going to default to Kamala. I think they'll default. To Kamala.
I don't think they can.
They think so good.
They could, but they lose all the money.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I think they're going to default to Kamala. You're going to see a upsurge in her popularity for about a week or two, and then everybody's going to remember that she can't finish a sentence without laughing or puking up a word salad, and then she goes down the toilet too.
It'll be interesting to see.
Okay, I'm done laughing. I think I'm done laughing now. I've got it out of my system. This is like probably the worst thing that could have happened to their party, because now they're going to be seriously divided amongst a whole bunch of people that just aren't capable of running our country. They have no foreign experience, on the, none of them. It's gonna be crazy.
No clue. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who they pick. I saw something on it that they named like 4 different people that should have a chance. I have no clue who they are. Like, I've been watching it pretty closely because I've been kind of like, "Ooh, what's going on in the States? Why do they have so many old people? Like, where's the next generation?" Right? You know what I mean? Like in Canada, our prime minister is pretty young. And I see a lot of the countries around the world, they're
he's evil.
You know?
Your prime
I
minister.
don't know what he is. He's falling
evil.
apart up here too. Like he's getting his I think his approval ratings dropped like something like 20-something% or something. So
Hi, Carrie.
Anyway.
Yeah, he wanted to incarcerate people for protesting. Are you shitting me?
Incarcerate? Oh, you mean for the trucker thing?
Yeah, what he did to the truckers was just crazy. It was like, wow, man, you're kind of like trumpeting what they want to do to us way early, because you're waking up. It kind of was part of a wake up for the whole North America.
So
they really screwed up. Like, I live in Ottawa, so they really screwed that up. From the police to the mayor got in trouble At one point, everybody was blaming the mayor, and then the mayor says, "What we did, because they were holding our city hostage, right? People couldn't sleep at night because they were honking their horns. People couldn't, like, they were just being disrespectful all over the place." So what he did is he made them all move. He said, "Hey, why don't you go in front of Parliament Hill?" You know, I mean, perfect for them to do their protest, right? Well, I guess the government didn't like that. But he was trying to protect the city, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, the Trudeau government seized their assets, threatened to revoke their licensures, which is how they make their living, impound their trucks, and incarcerate them for free speech. Are you shitting me?
Well, no. Well, I don't know if it was for free speech, but they weren't really speaking. Well, is it free speech if you?
Yes, demonstrations are free speech.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even if you're burning shit down, according to our government.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on the rules that you associate with it. Yeah, fair enough.
You know, I watched live streaming from that protest. Those guys, according to the citizens that were interviewed, they kept, hey, well read, yes, I'll see you tonight, buddy. They were keeping the neighborhoods safer by their presence. They were cleaning up the neighborhoods they were in that were messy. The businesses that chose to stay open were making money because they were being patronized by those guys. It was.
I forget. There was reasons. There was problems. What created a divide is what it did with a lot of businesses. But yeah, I don't remember them cleaning anything up. But I don't know. It's always going to be different people. You know, they're going to show you what they want to show you. It's politics in the end. But yeah, they did everything they could to move those guys around.
All right, let me rein this back in because Carrie's got questions. Yes, Carrie, this is Doran's Raquel series. And you may have seen me unbox the proof copy not that long ago of number 2. I'm pretty sure he's working on number 3 right here. Is this a cover, Doran? Yeah, it'll be a cover. I'm going to do a cover for issue 3. But you can't really tell. It's the camera has a bulb effect to it, so that it doesn't quite look like it's distorting the look of it a little bit. But yeah, it'll be a cover for 3. What's up, Bracey? Who cut your hair, man? Hey, who cut your hair, man? Put a worm up his nose here. See this here? This is a worm.
Big and 8.
Cut off my hair. I cut off my beard. I cut it all off.
What happened? I'm gonna go into Cheech and Chong mode right now. Hey, man, who cut your hair, man?
Man.
I cut it off.
Listen, here's.
See, I warm up the nose.
Bracey doesn't want anyone to know that he's been cast as the live action Hank Hill.
Congratulations.
Right, so here we go. Like, Tim and Bobby, that's completely inappropriate.
Yes, see, there he is.
Charcoal in my house. In this home, we have propane and propane products only.
There it is. There it is.
Doran, do me a favor, man.
Yeah.
Doran, do me a favor. Drop a link to your stuff in the private chat. So
hey guys, I gotta go. Apparently, my wife just yanked out the chain to our overhead fan in the ceiling in the room. So, I've got to go to. I probably got to go to Home Depot and go get a thing.
That's what she gets for calling you on Twitter, bro.
All right, John.
Later, Dylan.
We'll see you.
All right, later on.
Take it easy, man.
That's funny, but it's not funny, but it's still funny.
Damn it, Bobby.
Well, Red is in the chat. What's up?
I dig the worm coming out of the nose. That's cool. Nice detail.
We'll be on Well-Read Reviews this evening. We're reviewing Philip Diaz's Lost Pages 3.
All right, cool.
No spoilers. No spoilers. I don't normally do reviews, but you know, Well-Read tosses me softballs, like really good things to review. So
it's really easy. Yeah. Thanks, Well-Read. Protect my boy's reputation. Thank you.
Yeah. I can't see me ever going out like on some less than stellar project and voicing my concerns about it, because that's the kind of shit that starts fights, and I'm not looking for fights.
whitefirecomics.com, Carrie, I think is what the link is to find Doran's.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it in there, but it's asking me a whole bunch of stuff.
No, go to the
go into
private
the
chat. Just put it in the private
into
chat.
the private chat? Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'll take it from there.
There we go.
Looks like the Inhumans. Nice.
I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. I'm gonna drop the link to my fine art website.
Oh.
Ooh. Dun, dun, dun.
If you want to see some of my paintings and maybe want to buy one, feel free
And
to
for
head on
those
over there.
For those of you who haven't seen some of Doc's fine art work, it's quite exquisite. I got to appreciate some of it the last time I was on air with him. Really nice
Well,
stuff.
thank you, Bracey. I appreciate you.
First time I think I've ever heard exquisite on this.
Yeah, I went on with Levi's writing partner JD Gunter last night, and it was refreshing because I didn't talk comic books. We talked fine art, and I haven't done that in a couple of years now. So it was kind of a nice change of pace.
Yeah, it's good to get a little break from the norm sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that used to be Doc's norm. That's the whole thing. He's, you know. Speaking of that, there's the link to Doc's campaign. And speaking as somebody who has read the book, speaking as somebody who has read Doc's book, it's good shit, you guys. That's all I'm gonna say. It's good shit. You got to check it out. Now that you started talking about it, I've got the promo music in my head. Do 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 do. Those commercials stick with me, man. Like the Magic commercials. Carrie is drawing the Inhumans right now. Inhumans is the answer.
Oh, did Q fall out?
No, we lost Levi this time.
Still here.
Oh.
We lost Levi. Levi!
I had an itch in my ear, that's why.
We've got a Levi down. Levi down.
Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see.
Oh.
I was wrong.
And we just can't live without you.
You brought him back, Doc. You serenaded him back.
We clearly have some people of similar ages, even though I've been told I'm 15 years younger now.
Yeah, I actually need to clip that little part of Baby Come Back.
What's up?
So we can have it to play when we lose people. Baby, come back. That and the little girl from Jurassic Park. He left us. He left us.
So check it out, Doc. Cool. This morning I did my thing with the dogs, fed them, took them out, all that, and then I sat down, turned on YouTube, and Rosales' show was on. I just, hey yo, like I always do when I see somebody's show that I like to watch. Yeah. And Rosales is like, Pops, I want to talk to you about joining network.
Hell yeah, Rosales. Hell
Sing
yeah.
Hell, bro. That's what's up, man. We grow this thing one good show at a time, people. And I love watching their show. It's on before the DrawStream.
Yep.
It's good stuff, man. What in the fresh hell is that website? People are meant to be able to find books on it. What is she talking about? Is she talking about this? Is she talking about this? Doran?
Are you
What's
talking
up
about Doran's website or my website?
I don't know.
Because you won't find any books on my website. There's paint.
Oh, you can buy comics on my website, but there's only a few of them up there. There's no active campaigns right now.
Oh,
coming in the fall.
Where is there like a shop tab or something she needs to find the comics?
No, there should be right. Just double check the link. Maybe there's something wrong with the link. Pretty sure I paid my internet bills. Oh yeah, there's an add to cart button should be underneath each cover.
An add to cart button underneath each cover, Carrie.
Yeah.
Carrie. Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's looking at it on a phone, so it's really big because it does the video, does a big graphic first, and then she might have to scroll down a little bit.
Look at that.
Thank you for checking it out, by the way.
Carrie did already back Doc stuff. Yes, yeah. Oh man.
Both
Tell you
the
what,
comic novella.
comic is graphic now or comic and novella. Yeah, you can get both.
Yeah.
She's getting the whole.
Hello. Did you lose it?
Hello, we can hear you. What's up, Levi?
So what's going on in this cool page here, Levi? Wait, I don't see any movement.
I
on the
think he
screen.
froze again. I think he's
Yeah.
having
We still rolling?
he's having
Yeah,
internet
hands
issues.
moving.
Oh, there he is. He's back. Okay, he's there.
Yes, sir. Need him again, Doc.
Your phone's getting uppity with you, Levi.
What happened?
Look.
Uh-oh. He left us. He left us.
How's the peppers? What did he do? Wait, is there a story we need to know here, Carrie?
He grows peppers. He grows.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Which is really weird to me because he's in the Pacific Northwest. I didn't think they could grow peppers up there.
Oh, she doesn't have enough cocaine in her, caffeine in her system.
Jesus Christ, Pops. Jeez.
What?
Woo! And Levi is gone again. His phone is just not agreeing with him today.
Maybe there's a storm or something. He got hit by Doc's giant raindrops.
I'm in the Southeast. Weather doesn't work that way. Oh, my Lord. Carrie.
Hi, Bracey's wife. I see you back there.
You better run.
Tasty goes out of her way to make sure she's never on camera. So, like my live paints that I used to do on Saturdays, she would sit where I'm sitting here at the computer, and I'm set up behind it doing the painting, and she would read the comments to me, the chat to me while I painted, and that worked out well. And then one day, I inadvertently flipped on the webcam, and she just got up and ran out of the studio in the middle of the stream.
What's up, Lou?
Hi, Lou.
Yeah, we covered that for a few minutes, but I just noticed that dude fell out the race and is like, oh fuck, here we go.
I like the way you say that fell out of the race. He just fell.
Well,
pretty frail.
Oh, come on. You want to know what's funny? It's to me, it's reflex now. I can't even get it out of my system. When somebody goes, I'm like, get it out, Joe. Or if somebody jumps on the stairs, I'm like, hey, you okay, Joe?
Yeah. We're all going to be there someday, right? But yeah.
But it's almost a reflex response. I've seen it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's why he had to go because it's now everybody's just going to.
Couldn't hide it anymore. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I should say the media stopped hiding it for him, telling us not to believe our own eyes. And,
well, one of them was saying, a lot of people in the media were being told what questions to ask him for a long period of time before the interviews.
For the whole time.
That's
for
a sign.
The whole time, not for a while.
But that's
the whole time. Exactly.
Hillary Clinton got busted being fed questions before.
Oh yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
But now
one of those things.
They'll say whatever on camera. It doesn't matter if you've got all the video or audio evidence in the world. They just don't care anymore.
No,
what was ironic about it? Didn't he ask for that presidential debate? Wasn't he egging Trump on? And I was like, this is going to be good. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not even Canadian. And I'm going, geez. Oh dear. We can't pour maple sauce on that and fix it. No.
Yeah, it's
Carrie's roasting you, Levi.
So you grow pepper.
Hang on. You better watch out, Carrie. I got the chat open over on this one, okay? Hey, Levi has the peppers. They're doing good. I've picked, 5 or 6. We've had them on salads. I don't know what you're thinking. No. I will officially go on the denial. I do not do that with peppers. That would hurt.
Rosales killing me too.
X with that red hot chili pepper.
Whoa.
Chili peppers only go out one way.
Explosive.
Yeah. There was screaming and there was screaming and there were tears.
A lot of humming. Oh.
There was the lamentations of the women.
Oh, getting an echo here. Let me make sure it's not me.
I think I have
Talk, people. Talk.
No, it's not me.
It's Q.
Q.
Nope.
I thought it was a pro.
Nope, it's not Q.
Is it me?
Is it Levi?
Yep.
It's Levi.
Levi, damn it, Bobby.
Get
him, Bracey. Get him, Bracey.
What do you get for it?
Bracey, I'm never letting that go. Never letting it go.
Hey, I'm fine with it. I'm here for it.
I like Hank Hill. He's a real American hero. I love it when he told the social worker, how about I tie that long hair on your head to the short hair on your ass and roll you down the street?
It's still Levi.
The only thing Hank
It's
Hill
your phone, Levi.
are tears from other men. That's something he will flee from every time. I remember when John Redcorn broke down crying. You know, they're sitting in the pickup, and Hank awkwardly clawed his way out of the vehicle and scrambled.
Oh.
Oh. Whoa.
Damn it, Dale. It's 106 degrees. If it gets 1 degree warmer, I'm kicking your ass.
Doc, do you call home when you see a clear alert on the highway?
I don't leave home anymore without supervision.
Died. I just found that out yesterday.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
Yeah, the guy who voiced Dale on King of the Hill was dead. They did a wellness check. You know, people who knew him hadn't heard from him in a while, and they found his body in the tub with the water running, but he hadn't put the plug in the drain, so the water was just continuously running down the drain. And he'd been there a while because his body was in a bad state.
Oh, that's awful.
What a shame. I like it. Like at least 3 people from that show are gone now. You know, Tom Petty, I can't remember the actress who played Luann. And
Brittany Murphy.
I played Dale Gribble.
Yeah. Was that Brittany Murphy?
Yes, Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I really liked her. She was a good actress.
What's up, Figure Fight Club? What's happening?
Singer too.
What's that?
I enjoyed her singing in Happy Feet quite a bit, and there was that kind of Joan Jett-esque movie that she did with a couple of other actresses.
Yeah, and she was. I think her first movie was Clueless. And
yes.
I remember seeing that and thinking, okay, that girl is going to go places because she can act. I mean, she was totally convincing in that role. She was absolutely adorable. Then the next thing I saw her in was damn Sin City.
Oh, really? She was in Sin City. Okay.
Yeah,
I can't remember if I saw her in that first or if I saw her in 8 Mile first as Eminem's hoe of a girlfriend.
Well, seeing as how I would never watch anything with Eminem or about Eminem, I'll have to defer to your knowledge on that.
That end was brilliant. I just like, wow.
It's like a lot of people. There's a lot of celebrities I cannot abide, but you got to be pretty extra heinous for me just to quit. Like your art, at least. You know, I can still support the art for a lot of artists, but there are some people who have definitely crossed my boundary, and I was just like, nah, I can't do it anymore.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys why Joe really resigned today. I'm going to tell you why he's stepping down. He got a call from Hillary.
She said, I got this. I'll take it from here.
She said, I'm sorry. She said, I'm sorry to to hear about your impending suicide.
I had to go there. I
Hey,
had
Joe,
to.
I'd like to talk to you. There's a nice bench out here at the park.
You play chess?
If that's not good enough, Obama's having a pool party.
Oh no!
Right.
We're setting you up a rally in Hold up, I got it, guys. This is the one. We're setting you up a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
You like making baked goods for sales.
He'll be an easy target.
Oh shit!
Trump's head is kind of always in motion. You just gotta wait for one of those moments where like Joe has the reboot. It's like, now I tell you,
Yep.
he does that weird, creepy stare for a minute. It's like,
He reminds me of a Muppet every time he does that.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing. I've said this before. There's nothing funny about dementia.
No.
The only solace I give myself is Joe Biden was an asshole when he was lucid.
Yeah, I mean, like the guy has been a complete.
He's had a good run.
Entire time in
Yeah,
office.
he's been doing it.
But even so, as soon as he started losing his faculties, I was like, okay, man, like this is just elder abuse. All right, pick somebody else.
They're just using him. Yeah.
Of course.
Hell, Obama said during the Obama years, he said, Joe never met a gaffe he didn't like, and if there's a way to screw up a speech, Joe would find it.
Yeah, he said, what was if there's a way to fuck it up, Joe will do it.
Yeah.
So
He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't
Look
wrong.
around.
I mean, the guy's career.
But you know,
has
if you
been
go back
based
and you
off of-
look at when he was young, he's been caught lying about
Oh yeah.
things.
Yeah, he's been caught several times, like lying, plagiarizing, openly racist.
Yep. Openly racist.
They want to go off about Trump's like, oh, Trump said grab him in the pussy like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Joe was dropping M-bombs like he was Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, and it's believe all women. It's believe all women except Tara Reid. And people go, who? Who? Go look her up.
He was doing it for like 50 years, wasn't he? Like a politician. He was like around for a long time.
Yeah,
At least
he's been around for a long time.
He's never worked a day in his life.
The only thing he got done was the 91 crime bill, which just imprisoned a whole bunch of black people and poor people for weed.
So many black people.
Yep.
I mean, like, and no wonder he picked Kamala as his running mate because she did the same bloody
She
thing.
did the same thing. Yep.
It's like,
And
all
for
right.
people that don't know, she's Indian. She's not black. This
Yeah, half Jamaican, half Indian.
Yeah.
Isn't she somehow related to Canada as well, like her husband or something?
Well, here's my question, and this is a legit question.
Not like Trudeau's any better.
Was she born in America? On American soil? Because if not, she's ineligible.
Right. Well, I don't think she could be VP.
I could say something about a former president, but that's pretty well tread.
Yep. I'm gonna go get me some coffee.
Why does it take 8 months to produce your birth certificate? It should just be right there.
Why are your college transcripts sealed?
Yeah, I could go get mine today.
Yep.
I guess we now know, unlike the movies, we know exactly how long it takes to forge documents that were past all scrutiny. We have the evidence now. Oh my goodness, what a mess. What a mess.
It is a mess. Like yeah. I'm up here in Canada going, dang.
The only
This is the best you got. Either way.
Soul I have is, as a Christian, I believe God is on the throne, and it's all His to work out, and He'll work it out. Because I don't know how the secular people get by. I don't know what kind of hope they've got looking at all the craziness that goes on.
Right. Yeah, I take comfort in knowing God didn't wake up surprised by anything today.
Yeah.
Because He never went to sleep, baby.
Oh my goodness. But here we are. This is what we got to deal with. So
Yep.
We turn to our art and our comics and all the things we love. Creating, because these are worlds we can actually control.
All right. She was born in Oakland.
So they make some law that says you can't do that. No more creativity.
Hey man, don't give 1984 more ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last few decades, they've looked at the book 1984 as a user's manual instead of a cautionary tale.
One of my favorite reactionary T-shirts I've seen so far is one says like make 1984 fiction again.
Right?
Oh.
I was like, that one went hard.
There's that line where Winston is being reprogrammed, and he says, "How can I deny what I see with my own eyes? 2 + 2 = 4." He goes, "Sometimes it is 3, sometimes it is 5, sometimes it is both. It's not easy to become sane." Don't
There
believe your own
are
eyes.
4 lights.
Yeah. Don't believe your own eyes, boys and girls. Believe what they tell you.
Yeah. If you did that, you'd believe magicians actually do create magic.
That just makes me think that Common Core math must have been based on 1984.
Right.
Well, 2 + 2 can equal 5 if you can explain it properly.
Yeah, I was keeping a list for a while during the Obama administration of all the things that the left claimed were racist. And when it got to
list got just too big.
when it got 4 pages long and things like gravity and pavement and heat and air conditioning, like, I mean, it would be shorter to make a list of things that aren't racist, wouldn't it? At this point,
pretty much. Crazy stuff.
But that was the beginning of the new speak that Big Brother tried to ram down our necks, and then it became
this is my favorite stupid thing, and this one came from a white girl. She was posting her little TikTok, right? And she was complaining that jobs don't allow for time blindness for those of us who are time impaired. And it's like, bitch, alarm clocks are a thing.
Yeah.
You've got a clock on your phone.
Yeah.
You can put on a watch. There's no reason.
I actually responded to that, and I told her, I said, boot camp will cure that for you.
Oh, straight up.
Get yourself a rooster.
I remember boot camp, man. That dude walked into
across boot camp, but this is what our DIs were always telling us: is they're threatening us with a lot of front back go or something else, or some time in the pit getting smoked. Like, you have 2.5 seconds to get your sorry butts up those stairs and get dressed and ready. And like,
hold up.
I've been worked out enough.
I remember. You know how we used to get woke up in boot camp? That company commander would sneak into the fucking barracks all quiet and shit, pick up one of the metal garbage cans and launch that motherfucker into the picnic tables in between the rows. Bam, 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 bam. That's how we got woke up every day. Fuck that. That was some shit.
Q's going up. Look at those Q.
Welcome back, John.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Did you get it sorted out?
Yeah, it wasn't even a big deal. It was just the chain fell off the link. It didn't fall off the inside.
Yay.
That's good. Good, simple fix.
So I decided I'll stay inside and have myself a cup of soup.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, Kerry. That spectrum gets wider every day.
Time blindness is ADHD. You might be onto something, because I got that, and it wasn't until I hit my middle years here that I actually started being on time all the time. I used to be.
You mean you started giving a shit?
But it wasn't that there was time blindness. It's like the problem with having the ADD is you're so easily distracted. You're like, okay, I'm going to go, but then it's like squirrel, and so you pay attention to this thing, and the next thing you know, 15 minutes have lapsed. Crap, I'm going to be late.
I don't know. I got so used to
strawberry milk is vegan.
I got so used to getting up early in the military that I still do it to this day. We're up at like, I don't know, 4:45, between 4:45 and 5:30 every morning. And to me, that is the best time of the day. It's quiet. It's peaceful. The world is still asleep. You know, the coffee tastes amazing. It's just great time.
There's definitely
if I
something to
sleep
be
till
said-
sunrise, I feel guilty.
Oh, really?
Definitely something to be
Never
said.
been an early.
Really early like that, you find that you can get a lot accomplished. And then when you get stuff done and the day starts coming on, you feel like, oh, it should be late, and it's like, oh no, it's not even
Right on,
noon yet.
Fight Club.
Still so much more day to go.
Yep.
Have you ever melted?
Yeah, but
Right.
the only problem with that is around like 5 p.m. you feel like you're gonna die. You go to sleep so
Yeah.
early.
Yeah. See, I get a lot done late at night. I'm like, dang, once 10 o'clock hits, it's like, it's go time almost.
Sitting here
I
trying to figure
used
out
to
what
be-
the sleep shit is you guys are talking about.
I used to be like that, but I'm finding now that I'm kind of cashing out around 1 o'clock, and I start like I'm trying to work, but then I start slowing down. I'm realizing I'm not even drawing anymore. I'm just kind of playing it. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna go to sleep. It's not like when I was in my 30s still, and I could go 2 or 3 days without sleep, without any problem. I just jam.
Yeah, like the traffic doesn't die down around here until around 6 p.m. So I can't go visit my mom, or I don't want to sit in traffic for 2 hours to go 14
Ooh.
miles. You know,
Yeah.
and then I'm dead tired when I get up too early. I'm like, that's too late. It's too late. It's 7 at night. What am I, a teenager?
Cruel world.
Now, until recently, you know, I could go to bed at 11:30, get a good night's sleep, still get up at 4:35, and have a great day, productive, blah blah blah. The times that it was hard was when I was, counseling. I would do evening groups from 6 to 8, and then there's always an hour's worth of paperwork to do after that, and then the drive home. And nobody comes straight home and goes straight to bed. Nobody does that.
You need to unwind.
So exactly. So,
Now-
then it was maybe get to bed midnight or 1:45, and then up at 4. Yeah, that shit would get old, but I only had to do that twice a week. So,
To Carrie's point about the strawberry vegan milk. Now, here's something I was telling. I was mentioning to one of my friends about a post I commented on online. Is people just see things online. The people who have grown up in the internet age. I mean, we have pretty much all of history, all of the amass of human knowledge at our fingertips, whether it's on our phone, on our tablets, on our laptops. We have access to all this information. And yet, I see so many young people today, they'll see something like, strawberry milk is vegan, and they'll believe that. And yet, they don't think to go past this one thing, this one blurb, this one sentence, this one little TikTok, and critically think for a moment, well, where does milk come from? Oh, It comes from cows or goats or some other animal like that. They don't, like you've got all the information. Everything you need is there.
Yeah.
But you don't dive past the surface. So it's pretty crazy, like that people will legitimately believe that. Like I think one of the TikToks I saw is some guy was saying like, why is nobody talking about that there's an earthquake that would literally split the United States in two? It was like, no, if there's a big fault line there, sure, it would cause a lot of destruction, but it's not actually going to part the continent, and create a new waterway
right.
through North America.
Yeah, these aren't lily pads floating around on a pond.
Oh, whoa. Speaking of lily pads, you remember the guy in Congress and
Yes, Hank Johnson.
Yes.
On behalf
and
of
he was
Georgians
worried-
everywhere, we apologize for Hank Johnson. He's a fucktard.
This dude was worried about putting too many people on an island. He was worried the island would tip over like a lily pad.
Yeah.
Watching that general look at him, and
Yeah.
he was wanting to say something, but it's like, yeah, that's not actually going to happen. Islands don't float; they are attached to the seafloor. They are attached to the
Freaking
ground.
insane.
Maybe something even happened. It started to.
It's,
Oh my God, he was right.
It's just proof that anybody can get elected. Anybody.
Well, I mean, have none of you
Well, this
guys
day
seen
and
that
age.
fault line that's running through like Ethiopia, like breaking off
Yeah.
Somalia from Africa? I mean, that
Yeah.
is going to be a new waterway, and I mean, it's a continent, but it's going to be now 2 continents.
It'll be a continent with a big bay. The model I saw, it would end up kind of like the Chesapeake Bay does on the eastern shore, or what's right below you, John, the Sea of Cortez in Mexico. It'd be like that. But yes, I have seen that.
What'd be far more devastating for us is if the volcano under Yellowstone were to erupt. That would be bad.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Well, when the time to be afraid of that is when all the geysers quit working.
Yeah.
And everything starts bottling up. But
This is what it's projected to look like.
I was watching the catastrophe, thing, the things that will end the world, and they showed the catastrophe map of Yellowstone erupting, and I looked and I went, "Yeah, I'm kind of safe here where I'm at."
Yeah, that's what you thought before you had your first tornado.
Before you had your strawberry.
Yeah, no, the one I saw was almost the opposite. It went from southeast to
It's
northwest.
almost like Africa's a big island just floating, like a lily pad.
It's a pork chop.
Pork chop.
It's a big pork chop.
Well, if you create a void and you're surrounded by water, water is going to fill that void. Or as Bruce Lee put it, if water.
Be like water, my friend.
That's right. It's almost like Doc refuses to take any new information in and only listen to what the people were saying in his black and white textbook.
Well,
that he got out of the library that he had to sit for an hour to
Jesus
find.
Christ, here comes the ageism. No, my textbooks had no such mention at all in them because it wasn't a thing back then.
Well, back when I was in school, they told us that the poles were going to radically shift and the Earth would flip on its axis.
I remember that.
Yep.
And that was in 7th grade. I was told that, and so I was thinking, being the sci-fi reader I already was already an avid reader, and I was surprised like nobody was upset because I'm like, well, that would just kill everything. If our planet just suddenly shifted on its axis, that would just kill everything. And nobody's freaked out by this. I mean, the other kids really weren't. The teacher wasn't. So I was just
here's how you play the age card the other way around. We're old enough to have lived through the doomsday of acid rain, the doomsday of the ozone layer, the doomsday of the new ice age, global warming. Now
Year
it's just
2000.
climate change. Y2K was a thing. I have lived through the end of the world probably a dozen times, and we're still here.
How old are you, Doc?
I'm old enough to know what I know, baby.
Well, I'm 55, so I remember each and every one of those doomsdays you just talked about.
Yeah,
it's funny reflecting on it, like, so, you get to the global warming that they changed the climate change because we started having record cold days, and like, well, we got to call it something else. We got to rebrand.
Yeah,
So,
I remember the science vessel that was going down to the science vessel was going down to Antarctica to measure the loss of the ice sheet.
Mm-hmm.
It got stuck in ice 100 miles further north than any recorded ice flow ever. And at that point, it's again what we were just talking about. Don't believe your own eyes. Believe what we tell you.
Well, like, how about when they not only that they went out there, because the polar bears, like polar bears can swim 60 miles a day, and they found that there's more sheet ice in Antarctica than there's ever been.
In the Arctic,
blame Dillard. It's toxic masculinity.
That's the other side of that. I was going to say this earlier. It was accept all people at first. Was the battle cry, but then they want to glorify these morbidly effeminate men and call that the new standard of being a man.
Do you remember in the 90s when nobody wanted to be labeled? Everybody's like, don't put me in a box. Don't label me. Now it's flipped the other way. Everybody wants
What the hell is morbidly effeminate? Not all words go together.
Yes, grossly effeminate. Yes, morbidly effeminate.
As a matter of fact, I was
kind of like
so
you,
tired,
John.
I was so tired of PC nonsense. All the PC labeling people wanted. I weighed like 300 pounds back in the day. I came up with my own label. I started calling myself Gravity Efficient.
Yes. Yes. There you go. Yes.
That's the label you wanted?
I was like,
When you saw a doctor, you're like, I'm gravity efficient.
All these people who were fat, they were calling themselves stupid, like persons of size. It's like, no, that's bullshit. That still sounds bad. I am gravity efficient.
Yep. Look, I had a patient when I was in private practice. I kid you not. She called to make an appointment, and normally my secretary handles that, but she buzzed me and she said, "Yeah, this one's a little bit weird. I need you to handle this." I'm like, "Okay." So this woman on the other end of the phone tells me what her issue is, and she'd like to make an appointment. I said, "Sure, we can do that." And she's, "But what you need to know is, I'm a woman of size." So I need to make sure that you can accommodate me. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, I kind of picked up on that. How fucking big you got to be to wonder if my chairs will hold you? Holy fuck, when she showed up, she had small planetoids orbiting her.
God damn.
I could not see her in my office. We had to go sit in the group room.
It must be nice. Like when you don't actually need to carry your children, you can just hold them out and give them a little toss, and they just circle.
Yeah, they orbit. Yeah.
Just catch them to bring them in for the breastfeed. Oh man!
But I'll say this: I got out of that field just in time because, holy shit, there's no way I could participate in modern so-called psychology or mental health.
No, oof.
Oh, it's falling apart out there now. It feels like
it's completely politicized, and
that's true.
I'm not,
that's true.
Well, technically everybody's got a problem now, but they just got to diagnose it as something, you know.
Yeah.
Look, we live in the anti-era, guys. For everything there's somebody that ain't gonna like it, no matter how positive it is or whatever. There's somebody gonna go out on the internet and say something shitty about what you're doing or what it is. We live in the anti-era where people think it's cool to tear down what other people are doing. It's just kind of fun.
The bullies became virtual is what happened. Like I saw it, like I was gaming in the early 2000s, and I saw so much bullying. I used to fight with people, argue with them all the time online when they were picking on other people. I can't stand it. So I was actually getting banned from games for firing back at people who were bullying other people. Like, I don't care, fire me out of the game.
Yeah, that is. Mike Tyson said it. You know, there's a whole generation of people that shoot off at the mouth without realizing they might get punched in the face.
Yeah,
not knowing
what they say, keyboard brave, right?
Yeah.
I think what he said was like they don't know what it's like to get punched in the face.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Probably
you know better. You gauge whether or not you should say something when you're directly in front of somebody or not.
Yeah.
I got a couple foster brothers who will punch you in the face over anything if you're pissed them off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we grew up in a time when slinging fists was a perfectly acceptable way of settling issues.
And respect was something that actually mattered.
Yes, that's just it. That's what causes my one foster brother Tim, you disrespect him. He does not like it. He'll put you straight, and if you keep going, he's not. He'll put you straight for sure.
A legal okay for a physical altercation used to be the use of so-called fighting words. Like if somebody insulted your wife, it was completely socially acceptable to slug that guy right in his teeth.
Where I live, if you say, "I'm going to kick your ass," those are fighting words, and you are free to throw the first punch.
It's better. It's better.
I'm not going to wait. Yeah, I'm not going to wait around for the guy to throw the first punch. What the hell is that? No.
Yeah. What if the guy is faster than me? They hits me in the nose. Oh, I'm hurt. I'm blinded by tears, and he just clobbers me after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then you're slow.
I feel there's
you got what you deserve when your eyes water. Man's eyes don't water.
Your fucking eyes straight.
Anybody can be sucker punched.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait around for it.
All I can tell you is if I see it coming, I'm gonna do my best to break it.
Yeah.
I had a
Just
I had
circle.
a
It's just circle away. My dad was a boxer. All you gotta do is circle away from the power. Right? That's all it is.
two of my buddies were at my house and they got into it. And I'll never forget one of them said, "You touch my shit again and I'll break your fingers." And I guess he thought that was okay to say. My other friend promptly knocked him the fuck out. And I'm like, holy shit.
It's been so specific. You know, it's like, you know, if you touch my shit again, I'm going to wallop you. It's like, okay. But you're like, you know, breaking somebody's finger is a step beyond. So,
well,
yeah.
When little dude came to his senses there, my buddy just told him, he goes, if you threaten me with physical violence, I'm not going to respond with a threat. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Know this. Learn
It's
something.
just go time.
Yeah.
One of the funny stories.
I tend to take it at face value. You know?
Yeah,
my foster brother Tim told me a story once. And I, like he could knock people out. Like he's gifted to literally knock him out, and he's native. So he had a friend who was black when he was young, and there was these kids who used to was bullying his friend. So he went up and punched him, knocked him out with one punch. The kid had his bike with him. He put his bike in the middle of the street, then threw the kid on top of the bike and walked away to make it look like he got knocked out in the street, like he fell over or something.
That's pretty funny.
That's what I grew up with.
The world of FAFO. Fuck around and find out.
Yep.
That kind of reminds me of a Chris Rock bit where you're talking about boxers. It's like, black people fight better than white people. Puerto Ricans fight better than black people. And for every Manny Pacquiao out there, there's a Native American waiting to kick his ass.
Yeah, everybody says that until one of those drunken Irishmen shows up and whoops everybody.
Yeah.
Or them little tiny Chinamen.
I got a good story about that. My uncle was in the Navy, and one of the guys on the ship, I believe he said he was the cook, little Filipino dude.
Yep. Don't fuck with Filipinos either.
Well, my uncle's a pretty big dude, right? And he would always kind of mess around with him because the guy was so much smaller. He's like, oh, you watch out, Brown. One day I teach you, Brown. You stop playing. He's like, oh yeah, you know, whatever, like noogie, that kind of thing. Just guys in the military giving each other like shit, that kind of thing. Well, they were on leave. I don't remember what port they were on leave one day, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of people running, and there's something going on. So he, of course, runs to see what's going on. And apparently there had been some sort of altercation, and when it breaks up, when he can see who it is, his little Filipino shipmate is standing over two guys who are laid out, one who's clutching a broken arm. He spots my uncle and said, see, Brown, I told you, one day I show you. That just wrecked those two guys.
Yeah, little Filipino dudes are crazy. I know that.
Hey, you know, you just don't know what somebody's got in the tank until you mix
You
it
don't
up.
know. Yeah.
Too late.
For sure.
I do want to thank. I want to thank the NBC network for not preempting the Brickyard to talk about Biden all fucking day. Good job.
Thumbs up.
I'd rather see racing. It's like, you know, who cares?
Like we did, like how, you know, I think everybody knew it was going to happen the way it was going, right? You know what I mean? Like, if he didn't, he was going to come across as a pretty egotistical friggin'
tyrant.
Dude. Yeah, he just wasn't in reality of where he's at.
Jill has clearly enjoyed the perks, and Hunter doesn't want to end up in an actual trial somewhere. So, like, they were begging Dad, like, Daddy, don't get out of the race. You know, stay in.
Yeah, you know Hunter's smoking now.
As soon as you see I've been waiting for like the health crisis to come. I was like, oh, I got COVID. It's like,
Hold up.
Amazing how soon that came after the shots.
Does anybody know where Hunter is right now?
White House.
Because I bet you his ass was on a plane last night to somewhere with no extradition laws.
If if he wasn't, Hillary might be the one to call.
Maybe you can use her email server.
Damn.
What I love seeing like my favorite like insane moment from people is seeing all the people who say like Trump staged his own assassination attempt. This ain't a John Wick movie, people. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Who would take the risk?
You talk a lot about Rick
in your ear.
No.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I believe that was a setup. Like I believe Epstein killed himself.
Look, I'm a pretty good shot, and I wouldn't trust myself to shoot in my ear while I'm moving.
Hell
Maybe
no.
he just taped a firecracker to it and then blew up the firecracker and then acted like he was shot. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It was a squib the whole time. It was just a squib.
There was a
You guys,
firecracker that ripped into Compatore's head too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you seen the video of the lady who's sitting directly behind Trump who doesn't react to the shots?
Yes.
And he keeps looking over to where the shooter is.
Yeah.
I was like,
Tough lady. We're not registering, right?
Yeah.
I was in an earthquake once. We don't have many earthquakes in Canada that you can notice, and I was in one once, and I was actually kind of going, this is interesting. Well, everybody else was just freaking out, so I kind of was like that girl, like, oh, okay, what do we do now?
It's so different if you're like used to things, because I know some people in California, and one of them was telling me about like their minor earthquakes, and you can actually see the earth ripple towards you like a wave at the beach. And I was like, oh no. I could not get used to that crap, man. I'll stick here with my hurricanes on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's what I grew up with too on the East Coast of Canada.
Yeah,
but now we're having tornadoes up here.
Yeah, I can always go inland. I can get away from a hurricane. Might not have a house when I come back, but I can go inland.
As Robin Williams used to say, you should have furniture that goes up like styrofoam and comes fucking down.
I tell you what, I felt the earthquake that was in Southern California. I lived in Phoenix, and we were on the second tee at Glen Lakes Golf Course, and you could feel, just like you said, the ground roll. But this is the way I can describe it, and it's perfect. Imagine if you're sitting in a canoe, and way over there, a boat went by, and by the time the wake got to you, it's just a very slight roll. That's what it fucking felt like, and it was like 400 or 500 miles away.
Nah, I'm still that's still going to put me in an existential crisis frame of mind. I think I like the earth being very firm under my feet.
It was weird though. I mean, we felt it in West Phoenix. We felt it that far away. So I can imagine what it felt like being close to the epicenter.
Yeah. Ooh. No, thank you. I know every region of the country has its own thing to deal with, but again, I'll take my hurricanes with the odd tornado. I'll take my chances on the East Coast.
Well, it's cool. I've been up here for a long time, and all of a sudden this year it's like we're ducking tornadoes and shit.
Yeah, that's what's happening up here. Like you can up in Canada, like never. I've been here for 30 years, and we've had I think 6 tornadoes now in the last 5 years. So you can see the weather changing. You know what I mean? You could it's definitely you can see it. But we were having the lightest winters ever last year. It was ridiculous. So if that keeps going, you go.
I might have to go back to Phoenix, man, because the occasional monsoon wasn't bad at all.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd seen a while back some Russian astronomer said that one of the reasons we're experiencing more heat is that the sun is actually in its own cyclical phase, where it kind of pulsates over decades. So it's putting out less heat right now, and then later on it'll, brighten up, or it's putting out more heat right now, and later on it'll kind of pulse back down a little bit. So that's also part of how we, end up in ice ages and heat waves and things like that.
I mean, it's not like it's anything we can control or anything. You're not going to they're not going to tax us out of the earth doing what the earth does.
Yeah. That's what they did to us in Canada. Yeah, that was the. Yeah, we now have our climate tax and crap.
No, dude, as bad as it's here, like I cannot imagine being under Trudeau with all the insanity he's got going on. Oof.
There's no amount of money they can pay to change the Earth from doing what the Earth's going to do, guys.
Not just on top of that, like America, like North America and South America, whatever cluster you want to use, put countries together. We can't control what lesser countries are going to do. They're still going to go do their thing,
exactly.
right? You know, drill their oil. They're going to burn their forests. They're going to. What is it there?
We had some serious pollution crises going on from the 70s through the 80s, and we cleaned up a lot of it by the 90s. Because I remember the days where like there were rivers that caught on fire and the smog over LA and things like that. And so we did spend a lot of time and effort, policing ourselves and making things better. But, now that China's kicked into high gear, like nobody's going to tell them to stop polluting. They don't care.
Nope.
They absolutely do not care.
Yeah.
All these other countries, like, they're developing they're like the stages we were when we were getting like really super industrialized. Like, yeah, we'll catch up when it becomes our problem. Right now, it's your problem.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how everybody is. Like once it starts affecting you, then it's like, oh, like one of my the ironic thing to see is like all these celebrities who've been all for cancel culture until finally cancel culture caught up with them. Like Sarah Silverman's like, oh, cancel culture is not cool. It was like, you tried to cancel somebody from a comedy store that you know well, and he called you out on Twitter that you just threw him under the bus.
Yep.
Oh, now it's not cool that it's come back in your face. Like, oh, that's terrible. Why did we ever do this? Like, yeah, why did you ever do that?
See, cancel culture is a shitty thing. You will never hear me come out here and say, don't buy that guy's book. You might not see me promote that guy's book, but you will never hear me telling people they shouldn't back somebody. I'm not going to take food off your table. I'm not going to help put any on if you're a dick, but I ain't going to take none off.
Absolutely. Let the market determine somebody's
Exactly.
I'm not going to be the guy, like you said, to try and take away somebody's livelihood.
I just don't talk about people.
Levi guy, because this obviously sucks. I mean, look at that. That's terrible. Oh, I mean,
who are they showing, man? Who are they showing?
The layout, the penmanship, it's all terrible, man. You need to start over.
Dang it!
That's wrong.
Dang it, Bobby.
The perspective went that way. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst feeling in the world when you realize. Yeah.
Oh.
Damn, horizon line.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than like getting really deep into a page, especially when it's not so bad since I've been doing digital for about 13, 15 years, but like working like that, and you realize like, oh shit, it's too much to erase, or like I've been inking, now I've got to like tape down a piece of paper, or I got to lay out a bunch of whiteouts, something. I got to do a big correction. That sucks.
Yeah, I hate that.
What's going on in this page, Levi? It looks very interesting. You got like an enormous amount of detail, which I respect. I love detailed artists.
Well, this is Chapter 5 for Galaxy Memorial Park, and this is Pop Rivet and Professor Litmus in the park playing chess. So
Professor Litmus?
I love that name. I love that name, the litmus test.
Litmus test, yeah.
Right. And Pop Rivet.
Oh, man.
So what has happened? So the park is Arlington Cemetery for superheroes. So if you're buried here as a superhero, one of the main things you want is for your loved ones to be able to visit your grave or your monument without worry of, the bad guys showing up.
Right.
So the park has what we call the Watchman protocols. So it kind of knows you by, the park just senses like your intent. So bad things can't happen inside the park. If you come in with evil intent, if you spray paint this guy's monument or whatever, it just won't let you do it. So in the story, something has happened. So you have a backstory where you tell all these stories of all these heroes of the past. And then the main story deals with the fact that in the first book, the protocols were broken. And at the Memorial Day event, the event was attacked by a supervillain. So these two are sitting here kind of discussing over a game of space checkers, what exactly happened to the protocol.
Okay, I got a question for all of you.
Okay.
Why does a character have a backstory but not a front story?
Because the past is behind you.
Right, but why don't they call the present the front story?
Because we
Especially if they time travel.
Yeah. It's a temporal anomaly. I know.
We're deeper into their life story than their conception. How's that? I will say, really dig the
They're not
idea
conscious of it.
I dig the idea of a superhero cemetery like that. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do anything like that before. That's really cool. That's
Yeah,
a nice piece of world.
It's good stuff.
As a kid, I read a story one time where it was like Superman in the future, and they cloned him like 1,000 times or whatever, and he was still alive. So it kind of occurred to me, like, why should I care about every single issue up until that point? Superman obviously survives. So I thought, why not just go ahead and have a story that starts in reverse, so that way every single story you go into it with, the reader's thinking, is this the time? Was this the time that he dies? Is this the time that he dies? So that way you're always, feeling for the character.
That's pretty cool. Are you drawing on a Blue Line Pro comic paper, or what are you using there? I can see you got the...
Yeah, we're using Strathmore.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to use Blue Line was my comic book paper of choice back in the day. I've still got a comic's worth of packaged up paper that I haven't drawn on since I've been going digital, but I might break it out and do some stuff on it one day. I kind of miss drawing analog sometimes.
Yeah, I've got in reverse.
I definitely noticed, like, since going digital, my approach to how I draw has changed pretty dramatically, but I can draw the way I used to if I make myself do it, but it's not my natural inclination since going digital.
So you've kind of developed a new style then.
Yeah, see, like when I was working like this, back in the 80s and 90s when I was trying to get started, and back then you had the assembly line system developed by Marvel. You had your pencils, your inkers, your colors, all that. And so I just focused mainly on being a penciler. And so I was very much into my feathering and my cross hatching and my pencil techniques. And then later on, it became important to start inking your own stuff to increase your value or maybe work as an inker, because I did do some work as an inker. But once I went digital, it just became the expected norm for a lot of artists to pencil, ink, and color their own stuff. So I stopped creating my volumes with line work, and I started creating my volumes with color and texture that I was painting on myself. So it definitely changed my line art style.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Doc.
Say what? Oh, the echo is
Was it
back.
Doc?
Did Doc drop out?
Yep, we lost Doc.
No. Is there a doctor in the house?
He said he had to bounce, so. Dorian, tell everybody a little bit about Raquel.
Oh. Oh, geez. Yeah, so where do you even start with that? So it's a Templar-based story, so about a hidden order of Templars that have survived all these years and that have been taken on the forces of hell. So, and they're at that point of But there's none left but this character here, Keeper, is kind of your last of that. And there's a reason why he's the last that we won't go into and stuff like that. I don't like to tell too much about things to ruin stuff. But yeah, so he's all alone basically in this battle, and he's been found by the demons, particularly Mangrel, who I'm drawing in the background. So this greater demon these demons are called Raykells that he's dealing with, which are a special breed that was created by the devil himself, and have turned kind of the tide between good and evil. So it's kind of this apocalyptic event thing where it's going to come to a head at some point in this town. They call, as these demons have taken over, they're very manipulative. They've taken over this town called Raykel, and called it Raykel after themselves, of course, being the bastards they are, the very egotistical people they are. So it's all about that confrontation and how it's going to take place. It's going to be going to a place that I don't think I've never seen a horror movie go, I don't think, for a little while. So it'll be interesting. So it's all about him and how is he going to come back and how is he going to fight all these demons, right? How is he going to deal with that situation? And the one thing I did that was different than anything I've seen as well is that I brought the demon over in the first couple issues, or in the first issue actually. So the demon, instead of in most movies when there's a possession or like this great demon, you never really see it, right? It's always kind of around and things are moving. And instead of doing it that way, I wanted to bring the demon actually into our world so it can do its things from this side. So that's a big part of it for me.
I like that.
Yeah, I want to do a couple things that are quite different than the typical horror story. And I really love the Templar history and all that, and try to throw that all into the middle of it. I think is great. It's a great mix. There's, I have a whole idea for a whole bunch of series spinning off over history, because the Templars have been through so much, and hopefully this will kind of be a start to that kind of, once this part of the story is done, which will probably take forever and a day to do, but once it's past that, it will be going probably into different parts in time, you know what I mean, where certain things have happened. I think I'll even have one episode probably of the comic where he'll have a conversation with someone. I won't go into too much details, and he'll explain himself, kind of that moment where he's going to lay his story on the table. And I'm really hoping to do that from his vision in a comic form, so that I'll draw it, like we'll kind of go into the story, and then it will progress through the time of what happened to the Templars back in the day, how they got betrayed, and how it'll be good. I think it'll be really, really good the way they got. They kind of got screwed over there. Even the Pope abandoned them. Really, he tried to help them, but he gave up on them.
Over by the monarchy and the papacy at the same time.
Well, yeah, they owed so much money to France that France basically screwed them over. That they were the first makers of banks, the banking system. You know what I mean? So they really were. Their whole purpose was to protect people going to the Holy Land, and the fact that they got all these riches and became this great army, but they had to give everything up to be a Templar. Like, you weren't allowed to own your land anymore. You weren't allowed to, if you ever watched Nightfall or any of those series, they're pretty historical to that you're not better than anyone else type mentality. And that's why even if you see on the coin, you'll see one of their mottos is a guy with two people on a horse. Just because they're poor, they're not better than anyone else. You know what I mean? Like, that's why they have that emblem on their coins of the two people with a horse, instead of just one person per horse type mentality. Together they're doing stuff. But you had to be, willing to give everything up to be a Templar. So this is all about that, and how I'm hoping to throw all the demon stuff into the middle of it all, and how the demons caused their downfall, not just that it was because of this one corrupt king who kind of knew he couldn't pay them back, right? So he had to screw them over. It was the only way for it to work. But I'm going to go down how they got into Canada or North America, in fictional terms, of course. I don't know. Does anybody watch The Curse of Oak Island at all? Anyone ever hear that show?
I know about Oak Island. Yeah.
They kind of try and say that Templars have been in Nova Scotia for a long time, where I grew up. They're saying that they came over after they fled. Then they came over from Scotland. Is some of the thought about this hidden, like, Oak Island's a pretty cool thing. Like, there's these giant friggin' cave. Like, they dug these giant holes into the ground to hide something. So what were they hiding, right? And why were they hiding it?
I remember reading about that in the early 80s. Really intriguing stuff. I want to ask a question, but you don't have to answer it, because I don't want you to have to spill the tea on anything significantly plot-wise. But will the Ark of the Covenant come into play? You can abstain if you believe that there are some people who believe the Templars still know the location.
Yeah, well, that's just a lot of historical relics or fictional relics are going to come into play in this story. So you know what I mean. The Ark will definitely be in there, and how I use it will not be the way I think most people have ever thought of. If anyone knows the story of the Ark, the claim stories of the Ark, anyways, you know what I mean. But it won't be used in the fashion that anyone will think, and what it does will not be is probably what people will think as well. I've actually in issue 2 kind of introduced something that's related to it that nobody knows it's related. So yeah, and then you know I'll probably have the Grail in there, and I think I'll have the spear. My friend, I helped them create Sister Mercy, and originally Sister Mercy has a spear. I gave her the actual spear in my original art designs and explained to my friend Corey about the Spear of Destiny, right? Yeah. So, but he didn't use it as the Spear of Destiny, which I was like, "Come on, man! Like to me, that'd be awesome. What a great weapon! You know what I mean?"
That would be Corey Hardiman, Sister Mercy.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yep. So, yeah, because originally she had machine. It's kind of funny the story back to Sister Mercy and the character design of her, because I did the very first, as far as I know, piece of art ever of her, and I gave her that spear because he had the person who drew her, Jasmine, was his friend who was an artist. He drew her like with machine guns and stuff, and then Corey didn't want her to have machine guns. In his reality, he didn't want there to be in his kind of apocalyptic world of kind of Mad Max world. There's no guns. He didn't want. It was just too easy of a note to kill someone, right?
Right.
So he just totally took it out of the equation. So that when I gave her the spear, it was all like, yeah. But in his story, like he's really cool because the nun Sister Mercy actually has the voice of God in her head. So the question is she mentally insane, or does she literally have the voice of God in her? Almost like Joan of Arc, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so.
I like that. That gives me sort of that cool Book of Elijah feel from Denzel.
Yes. Yep.
Or
I like that movie. Yeah, I know,
like
what you're saying.
Wandering warrior prophet, you know. I like that.
Yep, that's exactly what she pretty well is, kind of. So yeah, so there's a lot. He's up to I think he's done like 8 or 9 issues. I think it's 9 issues now on that series. It's done very well. Very
nice. Something else to put on my list. Oh, God, I wish I could afford all the comics I want to read because all you guys are doing such incredible work. And like the Ray Kell story, I was on one of these streams with you a while back, and I was first introduced to that, and I was immediately captivated by the story you had of like a town that was damned versus a person. I was like, man, that's an intriguing idea.
Hello?
Dig that.
Yeah.
Anybody else get back on?
And why is it damned, right? That'll become part of the whole thing.
I like it when an author can surprise me. You know, show me something I haven't particularly seen before. That's always
Am I
exciting.
the only one that made it back, Pops?
Sounds good now.
Oh, wait.
I don't hear no echoes now. Sounds good, Levi.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's all just pretend we can't hear him.
Levi, say something there.
Let's pull an Andy Kaufman. just all ignore him like we can't hear him. I see his screen, but I don't hear anything.
Yeah. Is that even his name?
Hey everyone, I'm Laurie Calcaterra, and if you're not watching the Madness Comic Network, there could be consequences.
How did that go in the middle of everything? That was weird.
Yeah, that felt like an Andy Kaufman moment. Chicken nuggets. Oh, what?
Oh.
Just back it already.
Just back it.
How dare you!
I dare. I dare.
I do dare. I do dare.
It is my favorite part of the show now.
I'm gonna jam my thumb in its butt on him. This should really piss it off. Oh yeah, that pissed it off all right. I gotta be careful.
This guy rules!
Gonna shove me thumb right up his butt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gone too early from this earth.
yeah, for real. I miss that guy. His kids are pretty cool. I watch them online from time to time, still doing their thing at Australia Zoo. But like nobody's got that Steve energy. That dude was one of a kind.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I tell you,
Yeah,
man, that piece is looking so good. There's a part of me that like just really wants to ink it.
I'm terrible at inking. I don't. This is totally actually kind of new for me what I've done with this. But I'm really weird when I do things. Like I'll draw it this way. We'll see what it looks like when I'm done. Once I start playing with it digitally, because I might I already know I might shrink the eyes down to try that out. That's why I love digital. So I'm a graphic technician by trade. So I'm a graphic designer. So I know how to manipulate graphics. So I might try shrinking the eyes. So I do them big so they can be shrunk down because the character kind of has that in the story. And the nose, I might shrink the nostrils. But anyways, yeah, what I've done different with this one is I started using one of those. I'm using a mechanical pencil now, but it didn't start with a mechanical pencil. It started with one of those. I don't have it here. One of those bigger, thicker ones. I don't even know what they're called. The ones that Rich used to use all the time. I never used them, but so it gave me all these nice tones. But I'm just building it up over time, and then playing with it. I erase a lot. I probably erase more than most people do. I'm assuming.
I noticed you erasing a few times. I couldn't tell. Are you using a kneaded eraser? That was always one of my favorite tools.
No, I've got 4 of them upstairs. I've always used one of these little. Oh, the name's gone. Pencil? Something like that. It's like this little tiny thin. These things, I've loved these for like 20 years now. I've been using this thing, and if I run out of this one's almost gone. There was a while you couldn't get these anymore. I was so sad. And eventually I found them in an art store, and I'm like, yes, I had kept the canister.
I could have sworn I saw one of you guys using an electric eraser a moment ago. A while back. Was somebody using an electric eraser?
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, it looked large.
Where's your eraser, Keith? Where's your vibrating eraser? You know.
Is that what that sound was earlier you were bugging him about? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's very close to the same side. Same size in the sun.
It's an art Dremel.
Good one. Electric eraser. Operating in batteries.
Look at that.
I couldn't picture. It works well. Like you like it, Q? Like it's.
Well, it erased accurately.
Yeah, that's probably the most important part. Okay. It feels like it's less effort.
Yeah, that was my whole deal with using kneaded erasers, because I could shape the tip to erase really fine things on my pencil.
Yeah. I keep 2 different sizes of these erasers with me than a regular eraser. That's pretty well what I live by, is these 2 kind of thicknesses of them. I know Jim Lee likes to erase everything and then do his work over top. I like erase little sections and then go over top. A little section, go over top. Takes forever. Huh.
That's cool. But yeah, then again, that's why I don't know. I tried doing my pencils or my pages in both blue line pencil and blue line pen, and sometimes the print would still pick it up, or at least when I was making copies myself. Yeah, but I just always ended up defaulting back to regular old graphite and having to erase that.
Same. I tried the blue stuff. I still probably have the ink, the pencil leads upstairs from 30 years ago. I would bet that's the last time I ever touched them. They've just been sitting in a drawer since. As you say, it depends on your copier.
They seem. I guess they work best if you're just really kind of thumbnailing out your pages. I know I've seen some people do some pretty detailed work with them, but I don't know. If I'm going to end up having to erase anyway, I might as well just work in graphite.
Well, there would be digital tricks to like, because again, going back to the fact that I'm a graphic technician. Like I was taught how to modify graphics. Took 2 years of school for it. Yeah, there's so many effects you could use. You could use a tone curve and just take the blue out. There's actually digital tricks you can do that to clear it right out.
Well, by the time I was studying graphic design, I was pretty much done drawing. I spent a couple of years being a Photoshop collage artist because I really got into that whole idea of like photo bashing to create artworks like that for a few years before I went back to the Wacom stuff. Started getting to where I'd actually liked it, with like having screens and things that I could draw on, like instead of having to draw on my pad and like watch my screen over here. I could do it, but I didn't like doing it so much. And now I draw everything on my iPad Pros, which is just marvelous.
Yeah, everybody seems to love them. I haven't tried one yet. I've still got what's called a Huey on here. So that's like the Chinese takeoff of the Wacom. So I tested Wacoms for years. So because I was a graphic technician, it got me into Krell, which was the biggest basic art program company in Canada, software. So I worked with them for 14 years. So they created Krell Draw, Krell Word Perfect, WinZip. They bought WinZip at one point. They didn't make WinZip. But so I was actually working on a painting software. So we used to have when you would buy a Wacom, Corel Painter was actually on the CD that you would get a free 30-day thing of it. So that partnership, we always had the latest Wacoms.
Nice.
That was nice. Yeah. But I found over time that these Huons are really good. I've had it now for 3 years. I didn't buy another Wacom, so I need to save some money.
I was looking into that for a long time because the Wacoms were getting better, but they were so doggone pricey. It's like, it took me forever just to get my first one. I had the 13-inch HD with all the cables, and the cables were a nightmare because if you shifted that thing a little bit, it would lose connection and I'd have to reset the device. Real pain in the ass. I love drawing on it, but one of the things I like that other artists I found don't like is I like the Apple Pencil. I mean, I know I don't have the eraser on the end and all that, but I like the Apple Pencil, and I like the glass, and I actually like the way it glides over the glass. I don't need that feeling with paper that everybody else seems to insist on. And one of the things I didn't appreciate about my Wacom was it wearing down my nibs. This, I've had my pencils for years, and the nibs have never worn down because they just glide across. And I don't know if I just adapted to it or if I'm just very adaptable like that, but I haven't had any issue drawing the way I want to draw on the iPad Pros.
The Huons come with a nice glove, and that works really good for going across the screen. I don't know if I have it here.
The old two-finger glove?
Oh, there's my Huon down there. Yeah, the old two-finger. And that works really good. It helps a lot for gliding across it. For less friction, right?
Yeah, a lot of the people are drawing. They like the feeling of the nib drawing across, like it's going across texture.
Yes.
But whenever you have the textured screen or the textured screen protector, it does wear down your nib into a point and then starts scratching the screen protector. So eventually, you got to get a new screen protector. You got to get a new nib. And I loathe putting new screen protectors on my screen. So I'm very happy with that aspect of Apple in particular. And as for the gloves, I used to cheat and just buy like a cheap little glove and cut off a index and thumb.
Oh yeah. No, it's funny how the technology's changed. I was right in the dead center of it. I was using tablets I was actually arguing with Corel for what you're using now as the Apple Pro, arguing with them that would be the future of things because they were like, no, people don't want styluses, people don't want to draw on the screen. I'm like, no, this is where it's gonna go. I had a manager in the meeting go, we don't have the brand to do that. Like they weren't even going to think about doing it, and then it became we were already working on it with other products. We had tablets before they were known to the public as tablets. I forget what they were called, but some of them came with pens, styluses, and it was like this was way before all this, and it just was before its time, and it died out. And then all of a sudden, boom! Right, Apple came out with it again. Well, first technically Samsung had the Note, and I got into that. And then I got into the Microsoft. I still have a Surface Pro upstairs. But obviously, Apple's doing something right because everybody loves that product now. Like the Pro seems to be the thing.
Nobody here.
Yeah, I've got friends who work on who do work on the Microsoft tablet, and I know a lot of people who work on the Wacom. But I think this is pretty much the only Apple product I still fully support ever since Steve Jobs died, because it's the one thing that hasn't declined in quality since his death. They just seem to keep getting it better and better. And so I recently got, this has become my general purpose iPad. I got a new iPad. I got the 5th generation to do all my artwork, and that's just a dedicated art machine now. And I love it. I didn't need to go up to the 6th generation because it wasn't really offering that much more in terms of quality and power and all that. But I just dig them, man. They work well. It's just a personal preference for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people support you in that one.
I mean,
I'm just used to working.
No, I mean, like, whatever works. It's just like I switched over. I quit using Photoshop when they went to the subscription model. I could see the writing on the wall there. It's like I didn't want to be a part of that, and started out playing around with Procreate. But I found that Manga Studio 5 for me was the best thing for drawing comics. So when it became Clip Studio Paint, that's just become pretty much my one and done art program because it does everything I need it to do.
Okay. I still use Corel, so I don't work for Corel anymore, but I still use Corel Draw all the time. I do it for my lettering, for my my layout of my pages and that. I could be using Clip Art Studio, but I'm just more in control there. What it can do with text is through the roof. I'm like putting sound effects in that.
That's one of the things that Clip lacks is like a really good text program. I mean, they keep improving all the art stuff, but text is important, guys. I appreciate what you're doing, but like you need to ramp up what you're doing with your text. And so I use the Affinity suite of products for like my graphic design and stuff like that.
Okay.
If you're not going to be using
it's amazing
stuff, Affinity is where it's at, in my opinion.
Yeah, it just so much has changed. Like when I started, it was just only on the PC was Corel Draw. There was no Adobe on there. There was Photo Paint ruled. That's the software I originally worked on at Corel. It was the only thing. And the only competitor to Adobe Photoshop was Corel Draw's Photo Paint. But now there's so many things. PaintShop Pro came out, and like I worked on that when they acquired it. And I worked with all these softwares, a lot of these softwares, over time. And it's just crazy to see. I don't understand legally how it happened. Like, for instance, Wacom had pressure technology. I think they would have copyrighted it or patented whatever they had to do to protect it. I never thought Huion would be able to run off with it. I never thought Apple would be able to run off with it and Procreate. Like, pen sensitivity was what they were holding you off with for a long time, because I think they own the right to anything above 1,000 pen pressure or something like that. But anyways, somehow it's all changed. I don't know. And Wacom kind of dropped the ball, if you ask me, because they tried to create their own mobile product to compete with what the iPad Pro is now, but it failed.
Yeah,
Apple
I guess
just does it right.
It's definitely harder to basically create something that's kind of half a laptop and I guess half a tablet at the same time that you're going to be working on. But Apple was just way ahead of the game there.
Yeah.
Because I remember
they did something right.
Yeah, I remember when Wacom was trying to go that way, like you said, and it just kind of fizzled out. They couldn't compete, like you said.
Yeah.
But I
love my Surface.
And I tell you, I see those guys working on the giant Wacoms, and I would love to have like a 22-inch Wacom so I can just like really get crazy with big arm movements when I'm drawing and painting and whatnot.
Yeah.
But these iPad Pros, I got the 12.9 inch, which is about the size of a decent sized sketchbook, and I can take it with me anywhere. Like I'll go to a restaurant, and I'll be waiting in line to get a table, and I'll just break this sucker out. And when I'm waiting on the food, I break the sucker out. I'm like working on whatever I'm working on. Like it's so cool to be able to just take this thing any place with me and just work, man.
Yeah. Flexibility is everything these days, and I saw those big, massive machines, and I know people who've spent all these thousands of dollars on it,
Print is good.
Again, I don't need that big. I don't need that, as you're saying. Like I picked the size here, which is much smaller because that's what's comfortable for me. I had a bigger Wacom, and I just felt like I didn't need it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this fits quite well to that scale. You know, it's just a little bit of scrolling, right? I feel like it's the same type of detail. You know.
And I think the only reason I initially wanted something bigger because I wanted something originally the same size of the comic book pages I used to work on, because I did like being able to look at the whole page like that. But I've acclimated to just like shrinking and inflating the image as I need.
Right.
It's so funny. Like, I've been doing this so long now. When I go to there's some stores around here when they have like a free comic book day, they'll invite me out to do like sketches and whatnot. And I have found myself trying to pinch and zoom a piece of paper. I was like, oh no, I can't just lasso this head and move it and expand it. I've actually got to erase the head and read the plot because I drew it too small in the body.
I was working on this is kind of an example of it's rectangular, right? But you put your dockers on your side and it's the right dimensions I need to work with. And I was working on this logo. And I was like, it just made sense to me. I don't know. Too big is, as you say, you're doing big wide strokes all over the place. Where I find you're moving around a lot. I don't know. It's comfortable, I guess.
There's definitely a certain aspect of fun and freedom that kind of comes in when you are working big. Because I have painted before too, on like some decently large canvases, and you just get out there with your brushes and you're making these big strokes. Like, I've got an idea of kind of like drawing out a little bit of structure, but like you just get out there and like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, see, that's what I haven't done. I've never really painted, not taken a class or, I've never really taken any art classes either. But I've never literally sat there with paints and tried to do something before since I was a kid. Like, when you had your little paints when you were a kid. But
I mean,
so I can't say I've tried it.
The only art classes I ever took were for graphic design. So like, everything else have been taught via books. And then when the internet popped up, I learned a lot just watching videos, man, watching how it was done. It's like Bob Ross plus. I get to see all this other stuff because I remember when Photoshop was out and I was using it in school, and I'd buy these thick textbooks and read all this boring shit trying to figure it. I was so glad when YouTube really started cranking out all these tutorials. Like I never have to another book on how to use a piece of software again. There's people take you through it step by step, explain all the tools. Yes, perfect.
Yep.
Because we're artists.
Yeah, to learn.
We're naturally inclined to be learners.
Yeah, and people like David Finch and what he's doing, and all, it's so good, so good. And though he's teaching, I'm learning a lot from him.
Dude, watching him and Frank Cho just draw stuff.
Yeah. So easy for him. That's what I'm slow because I do all this and I erase but I mean I wish I was as quick as them. I wouldn't have to buy artists, pay for artists so much.
How about those Jim Lee tutorials where he's at a con and he just starts busting out some stuff?
Yeah, he talks about the forearm being like a ham. I'm like, yeah. And he does these simple little things to try and make your brain associate to what he's thinking. You know what I mean? So
and you learn these little visual tricks. You learn this kind of visual language that you can add to your own repertoire. Because I remember, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and I was studying the artwork of people like John Byrne, John Romita Jr. and Sr., John Buscema, but also people who were super realistic, like Neil Adams. And then, if I wanted to draw more spooky, because I do a lot of horror art too, I would study people like Kelly Jones and Bernie Wrightson and try and dissect what made them as amazing as it was. And I find sometimes when I draw I have a John Byrne hand position here, and I learned how to draw fists well, looking at John Romita Jr., because something about the way he drew fists simplified it in a way that clicked for me, and now I can draw it my own way after studying how he did it. And all the wonderful movement that John Buscema would put into all of his work.
Yeah, it's something to see them and to be able to witness it, right? Because as you said, back in the day, you couldn't do that. You couldn't. There was no cons either to go see an artist work or
The
anything
best
along
thing
those lines.
when Stan Lee put out How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, but the video
Mhm.
version, which had John Buscema on there, and then later the Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane. We got to witness them drawing on camera.
I gotta go let the dogs out. I'll be right back. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys.
Well, actually, I've got to split myself because I got a Bible study
Oh, yeah.
in a minute, so I got to take off.
I guess it's almost 4 o'clock. We've been here a while, actually. This has been a long one. Once we get yapping.
Been a good
3
one.
hours. I mean, we can cut it off if you guys want. I got a dog saying, "Let me out." Hear him? Why?
Right.
Yeah, there's a real pleasure chatting with you guys all.
All right, Bracey, tell everybody where they can find you, bro.
You can find me on Twitter at Bracey452. It's Bracey Drawmatics. You can also find me on DeviantArt. My handle there is Bracey100. I try and label everything via my name. We have a comic book out right now, Blood Roll: The Phoenix Throne. Lovely cover rendered by myself. It's out on I can't remember if it's put out the Kickstarter. We were trying on GoFundMe.
Fund my comic.
Comic, but that hasn't been going so well. I think he's planning on doing a Kickstarter as well. See if that'll take.
Put it
things
up everywhere. Put it everywhere. That's
it's a space opera, monarchical, cyberpunk sort of grandiose adventure. If you like space opera, if you like court intrigue and betrayals and lots of twists and turns and surprises and action with some bloody stuff here and there, and maybe just a hint of sexiness. It's kind of PG-13, but nothing too gratuitous. I think you guys will dig this. The 26th century is where we stake our claim for the blood world. All right. Later, everybody.
Take it easy, Jeff. Levi, tell everybody where they can find you, bro.
Find me
There you go. Look at that.
on
Post-it note.
Instagram, on Rumble, anywhere like that. You can find my comic book. You can find me art and videos, and then on Twitter.
Look at that. Look at that. Post-it note, people. That quick. Doran, what you gonna do when the madness runs wild on you? Where can people find you, bro?
Good old whitefirecomics.com right now. I got it up on screen there too. So it's put a lot of work into it. Go check it out. You can download your comics there. If I see here, there's a little add to cart button right there. See, yeah. There's some videos to watch.
There's some cool t-shirts. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, well, there's no t-shirts here. You can't get the t-shirts, Pops. Only select Flu have those. Only select Flu.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I have one of those.
Yeah. Yep. Ding, ding. And that's pretty much every result. It's still whitefirecomics.com on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. You'll find me there.
Hold up. I gotta check something real quick. So everybody knows I'm out on the road for the weekend, right?
No. What's going on? Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Everybody loves that shirt who's gotten it so far. I've changed the text up on it now too. Yeah.
This is one of the things I packed to bring with me.
Nice.
On the weekend.
Nice.
That please don't make me do stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Good stuff. Thanks for coming out, as always, my friend. Both you guys. It's always good to see you. Y'all know where you find me. You find me on the Madness Network. We have tons of different shows. I can't even list them all. It's getting out of hand. Talked to another person this morning, wants to bring their show to the network. It's just going to keep growing. What can I tell you? Subscribe to the Madness Comic Network right down here on YouTube. You catch all the programming that way. Every playlist on the channel is a different show hosted by different people doing different stuff. That's pretty much all there is to it. Q, take us out of here.
Yo, you could always find us here in the Madness Comic Network on YouTube and Roku.
Now go check out And go check out Christian Zappo's comic. It's also available. Check this out.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they have just, I mean, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to drive.
hands. Jazz hands.
All right.